see the screen. What do I do?
Right. So if you can you see? That's it. That's us live now.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello. Listen, guys. First off, if you're watching this after the fact, everybody's channel is in the comment section and description of this video. So if you want to subscribe to Lucifer74, Ronan Royale, Jonathan Ronan Royale, the Central Club. I don't know if Cullan's going to make it tonight, but if he does, then his links are in the comment section. You go over and subscribe to those channels, please. Thank you very much. So how are you doing, ladies?
Good, good. I've been watching lots of channels today and trying to get caught up with everything. And in the middle of watching a lovely podcast referee today, I watched the whole porn bombing incident, unfortunately. So bless him, he's had a bit of rough and tumble today.
Yeah, so explain that to me. What happened with him? Because I heard that somebody porn bombed him.
Yeah, it was just all a lovely chat. Everybody was getting along and just listening in as I was doing some tidying and whatnot throughout the day. And suddenly on the screen is a lady that he put on, that asked to come on the camera. And then suddenly the camera switches to a very vulgar picture of what I assume is somebody that we all know,
Right.
getting two lots of beef injections at the same time.
Oh, very good. Not just one, the two. That's brilliant. That's excellent. I always like a girl that can take two.
But the
Um,
girl in the picture was very tiny. And I just think, oh, that poor lass is just going to be getting sick soon.
that is. What do you mean tiny? It was all like legal,
It was
wasn't
an
it?
adult. It was clearly an adult, but she had a very small frame.
Wow. Wow. What? This is the thing. Let's talk about this here porn bombing, right? So, see when somebody comes onto my live and they're backstage, I always say, show your face, and you can always tell if somebody's messing about or not because they'll have like a phone in the background. There's been a few people in the background. If I get a feel of them, I'll just kick them off. Do you know what I mean? You just can't let anybody on your channel.
But it wasn't just anybody. This person looked legitimate, and I think he had her backstage for a while. She has dark hair, and the name was Anne Staff. And I think perhaps maybe we didn't catch that. I wasn't paying attention until after the fact, but yeah, it was
Wow.
pretty nasty.
Wow. That is that, and he got his channel took down straight away, didn't he?
Yeah, it was within moments. I'd never seen a porn bomb before, so of course I came on and was asking people questions about what's just happened here because he said he was going to stop the live, and then he started a new live for everybody to come back on, and then suddenly it just said this channel has been terminated for violating certain things.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I mean, uh, the Johnny Woodsman porn bombed Ice Drinks, and he literally done it to his face, and Ice didn't stop the live, and he was like, "Johnny, why are you doing this?" Like he was more hurt that Johnny was trying to ruin his channel, and I was watching. I watched it back, and I was like, "Jesus, Ice, just kick him off." And Johnny was laughing while showing like pornography onto the screen. It was just one of Johnny's, I don't know, opioid moments. Do you know what I mean? Because I spoke to Johnny, and he's just like he regrets all the shit that he's done. Actually, Johnny's in rehab right now. That's why you haven't been
Well, I
hearing.
thought it was Johnny's picture on the image at first, but somebody said it was motorsports. I don't know. I didn't look that closely, but it is quite an amazing photo. Um, yeah, at first I did think it was Johnny, but you said he's in rehab, so that's a good thing. I was calling him Tramadol Nights for a while instead of Talladega Nights.
Johnny has been Johnny. Like I spoke to Johnny backstage, and he says to me, he goes, "Look, I'm literally taking 20 pills a day, and I'm fucked. I'm just fucked." And I was like, right. And I sympathize with him because you could tell whenever he does these things, and then he has these wee sort of quiz nights, and he's sweet, everything's good, and then all of a sudden he's just erratic and he's going crazy, and everybody's wrong,
Yeah,
and he's
Tramadol has a bad reaction with some people.
yeah. I'm not too sort of educated in tramadol. Cocodamol, yes, but what does tramadol fuck people up?
Tramadol is the only synthetic, 100% synthetic opiate. So, like things like cocodamol and codeine and things are actually made from an actual natural opiate. I can't have tramadol because it triggers migraines for me. My father had it when he was in hospital, and it caused psychosis. And my father was 6'11", walking around showing everybody a scar on his groin, completely stark naked, including the lovely lady priest. So we knew that something was wrong there.
Are you serious? That is crazy, isn't it? Why how that can do that to somebody? Wow, wow. I mean, did the podcast referee create another channel?
Luckily, he's got a backup channel. I've sent the links out to most people, and I posted it while I was in Carmen's. If you want me to post it later, I can do.
Right, guys. What we'll actually do is I'll get the podcast. If you're watching this after the fact, I'll get the podcast referee channel and I will post it in. I don't know him. I've never met him, but look, he got porn bombed and he probably needs a bit of help. There's a couple of people that have come in here. I'll put the link for that in There's Lucifer.
I don't understand it because he's like one of the nicest guy. He doesn't get involved in anybody else's drama. He minds his own business, and he just likes to have a fun chat. And I don't understand why people wouldn't like him.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Well, Mark, what's the crack? Keeping
Can
well?
you hear us? Can you hear us? Yeah.
I can hear you perfect, mate.
Right, guys.
All right.
All-
You all right, mate?
All
who's
good.
who's in the chat there, like Ron?
Pardon?
Who's in the chat here with us?
So Carrie King is on, UK Lady, Jay Lucifer 74, and yourself. Now Jonathan Ronan Royal will be jumping on soon. I think he's just a bit busy, and I've offered Cullan Mias. He says he would, but whether he can or not, I don't know because he's very busy. But listen, Lucifer's channel is in the live chat is in the description and comment section. So if you want to go and subscribe to Lucifer's channel, you can. I don't know if you have a channel, UK Lady. Do you have one?
I do, but it's all just like family stuff. I don't really know what to do with it. I'm looking for some ideas and maybe some different channels to look at. I don't follow a lot of people, so I'm just kind of building everything up as we go.
Yeah. Here, can I just ask Carrie one question? You were on Andrew Gaines Live. What happened in Andrew Gaines Live?
Oh God, I'm sorry about that.
You're all right, mate.
Did you actually hear that? Did you?
Loud and clear.
I think they heard that on the moon, love.
I'm muting myself now.
Does Carrie want to explain what happened in Anne's live? Because she was just on Anne's live there, and apparently, I don't know, something happened.
Today.
Yeah, Carrie there. Carrie, are you watching? Is she
Oh,
here?
I didn't know Anne had a live on today.
Yeah, Carrie's in the chat there.
She went on one. She was on one yesterday about autism and that.
Yeah, I don't know, Carrie. Carrie's not muted, is she? Hold on, let me just see. Maybe I muted Carrie by mistake. No, Carrie's gone, but she's got the link.
I'm there.
There's Ronan, and well, what's the crack? Jonathan Ronan Royal, what are you at, son? Keeping well? How's the training going?
Training's going good, man.
Here he
I'm
is.
just enjoying, like, I had like
What's that noise?
the made a sandwich out of us.
You're breaking up a wee bit, mate.
Huh?
You're breaking up just a wee bit.
Sounds weird. That squealing.
Give me 5 minutes.
No, I can hear you better now. That's all good now.
I'm
Right,
sorry, it might have been me with my headphones.
Curse you.
Right, Jay. Oh, here we've got Carrie back in. Carrie, who's that? Tyler, you're gonna have to show your face if you. Oh, there's Tyler.
Hi.
There.
Hi.
Tyler,
What's up?
You can hear me.
how are
Of course
you,
you can. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. What's your story, man?
Outdoor thing told me to join you. He said you were Irish. He said you were from Northern Ireland.
I am indeed.
Amazing.
Right, where are you from?
From America, the greatest country in the world.
Oh, I don't know
Oh,
about that.
dear Lord. Have we
Oh,
got a
we-
yeehaw in here?
We have a Trump supporter. This is great. So,
Trump's
Is he
supporter.
good? are you? Well, great. That's
Show us the shirt.
Yeehaw!
We have a
Holy
Trump
shit.
I can't wait. Trust you to start it off like that. This is the gift that keeps on giving.
Listen,
Oh,
I've
tell me you got
got-
some Daisy
I've
Dukes
got
on,
a
love.
meticulous eye for detail.
Yeah, I noticed this shirt. I just didn't want to say nothing.
guys. We have been graced by God, the greatest country on earth.
Amen.
Right.
No, it is all right. No,
Stop.
listen. Let's just call a spade a spade. America
Tell
is
us what's
is
your
a
name?
great country. Like
Oh, Tyler.
Tyler,
Yeah.
whereabouts you from, Tyler?
You just
Mississippi.
said America.
Yeah, well,
from
Mississippi's in America.
Yeah. Jay,
Or is
there's
it?
like,
This is intense.
there's like how many states is in America?
50.
Too many.
52.
50 official.
Oh, is it?
Don't start
Is it
doing a
50?
quiz, Ronan. I know what you're going at. Don't start.
Well, you can't. You just can't say I'm from America. You could be from I don't know Hawaii or something. I don't know.
All right, carry on. It's supposed to be a serious podcast.
Exactly.
Don't start on yours. This ain't my channel.
That's true, Jay. That is true. So what's the crack in America? Is it still? Are you still getting attacked by radicals these days, or what's going on?
Oh, it's always been radical. We were founded on radicalism when we revolted against the sorry nation of Britain.
So, do you like Britain then?
No, of course not. They colonized us. They're a terrible country.
Hey,
I think you don't understand what the word colonization there means, love. I think what you are looking for is what you did to the Native Americans. And what you're looking for is the religious persecution that you tried to escape from in England, but you couldn't quite fucking do it because you wanted to create the religious persecution and fuck everybody else. You try to make out like you were the good guys, but it didn't happen. Take it from somebody who was there.
Yeah.
That is false. We have religious freedom.
I'm talking with the Mayflower and all of those fuckers that came over from England. They said that they wanted freedom from religious persecution. No, they wanted freedom to commit religious persecution.
Indeed.
Am I allowed to? Can I speak? I can't really hear anything too much.
Yeah, everybody just talk at once. So if somebody's got a question, then just we'll talk at once.
Sorry, everything's echoing. I'm not really sure, like when anything stops.
No, everything's fine on my end. I can hear everybody perfect on my end.
Sorry, everything's like on top of everything at my end. Sorry, but I just want to see.
I think it's me, guys. I think my signal's a bit crap. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in like just a few minutes. All right.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's okay. You can jump on and jump off whenever you can.
But Rona and I have Viking internet. You know, it's about 2,000 years old.
Yeah, that's true, Karen. Your internet is bad.
It sounds like you're trying to broadcast from the bottom of a crisp bucket.
That is true, yeah. So yes, Tyler. No, I was just a bit of a joke. Trump supporter and all that. There. Listen, I don't mind Trump. Trump's Trump. Listen, who gives a fuck? You know, at the end of the day, what is the crack with Joe Biden, mate? Is that man got dementia? Has he got dementia?
Yes, of course. And by the way, Trump was way better than Joe Biden. He was the best president of the 21st century, but Biden, he is the worst president of the 21st century. I think he's being controlled by Kamala Harris and his other puppet masters, and I think Kamala Harris is going to become president before 2024.
Can I ask you
I
a
agree
question?
with you on a lot of those points.
Yeah, I do actually, mate. Yeah.
Sorry, just to jump in there, because I do have a few questions. So, is it true? I forget the name of the bill, but did Kamala Harris sign a bill to lock up more African Americans than any sort of conservative or right wing or sort of Republican has ever done? Like she signed something that put away. It was like sort of some weird bill that would incriminate, or sorry, what's the correct word for that? It would literally put in prison the poor community of America, which is more African American. Is that true?
Well, she was a former attorney. I don't know if it was a bill, but I know that she did lock up a bunch of people of color. So I don't know if she signed a bill to do it, but I know that she did lock up way more people of color than most conservatives. So
can I?
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Carrie. Carrie.
May I speak, please?
Yes, you work away, Carrie.
Yeah, sorry. Right, I'm sorry, but the way I hear things with my Viking internet, with my rubbish internet, is everyone.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I think so. Our internet's really, really bad. I'm gonna have to fly over to Scotland and I don't dig the line myself for it. Do you know what I mean? Because the internet is terrible.
Yeah, I'll give you a hand, mate.
I do agree with a few of your points, though, Tyler. I do think that Trump did a lot for the employment and a lot for certain statistics, and he did have kind of a no-shit attitude. I didn't support him. I still don't support him. I think it's a vile excuse of a human being, but I can look at the statistics and the things that he does politically to help the people. He definitely uncovered a lot of fucking weirdo pedos. I'll give him credit for that. I wouldn't say that he was the best president, and I wouldn't say he was the worst. I think Bush topped that with his warmongering.
Bush was a legend.
Yeah, Bush was a legend.
Yeah, yeah. He didn't take no nothing from no one, did he? He didn't take no. Yeah.
Well, the best thing from Bush was whenever he was giving that speech on a fucking golf course, and he's like, "Well, what do you see this swing?" You're like, "Jesus Christ, man, what are you doing?" You're like,
he must golf with Kim Jong-un.
Well,
I'll tell you what, I've got my own. Tell me something, right?
Kim Jong-un ain't been seen for a long time. There was that supposedly sighting of him a couple of weeks back, but I reckon he's no longer on this earth, basically.
Well, listen, I'm going to hit you with a few truth bombs here. If you want to look at North Korea for what it is, like it's probably one of the biggest facilitators of heroin, to the West, and that's just covered up for some reason. I don't know why. They just don't talk about that. It's the same as Afghanistan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, look at that.
You know, if you look, I don't know. It just, we get very conspiratorial here. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't matter if you're left wing, right wing. If you're seeing in the head and you've got a bit of logic about you, you'll be able to realize that what you see on TV probably isn't what's going on. Would you agree with that, Tyler?
Well, yeah, of course I would, because the media is trying to brainwash us all, especially CNN. But Fox News is very accurate. I read everything Fox News says.
Really, Fox News? I don't believe what any of them really say. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't anymore. Yeah.
I don't believe what anybody says. I get my world news from all over the world. Sorry, my fella's trying to chop into.
Do you know who gives me my news? Paul Ellis.
Yeah, this guy. Big up, Paul.
Paul Ellis gives me all the news. I don't even need to go to the man in the box. He just sends me daily updates. And that's it.
I've been getting really good news from, if you want veteran like military news, there's one called Funker 500 that I follow. They've got an app and it'll give you all the latest war footage and stuff, because I follow a lot of the strategy. And Paul Ellis does a lot of really good topless news articles.
It's because you don't know no shirts. That's what it is.
He's the British Tucker Carlson.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good. Yeah, that's a good shout.
We'll have the Mass Detective in the house. Guys, go and subscribe to the Mass Detective's channels in the comment section and description.
Subscribe today.
And yes, and Mark Garrett, he is in the panel today. He will be coming on and doing his life story with me next week. And that is an explosive one, guys. I've got that premiered on my channel. You do not want to
Scary for me.
It is very scary for you, Mark. But at the end of the day, look, you're gonna be telling your truths. And what we're going to do for Mark is we're actually going to start a bit of a GoFundMe for Mark, not for himself personally, but he needs money for a eye detector, not a lie detector, an eye detector. Just because he wants to get a few things cleared up for his life and to sort of prove that he isn't what people say he is. And he was the one who came to me and says, I need this, I want this done. Where you see a lot of people on YouTube, we're not going to say any names, fuck it, well, Decca.
I'm so sorry.
Decca,
I'm so glad you mentioned that, Ronan, because yeah, I've heard things said about Mark, and I ain't going to say what they were, but yeah, Mark knows, innit, mate?
Yeah, well, let me give a bit of a back for Mark here. Mark, you got in contact with me a couple of months back, and I was going through that whole Decca Heggie situation, and I says, look, I believe you, man, but for you need to sort of prove yourself here, because the current climate on YouTube here is crazy. So just prove yourself, do a lie detector test, and just put it to bed. And he's going to do one better. He's going to do an eye detector test, which is even more accurate than a lie detector test.
Ronan, people have told that lad that I've been a woman abuser in the past, and that I've explained. 20 years ago I was. Do you know what I mean? Is that what you've been told about me?
No. I'll talk to you somewhere else, mate, because I don't want to bring it up on here. It's not for it.
Yeah,
well, I'm more than happy to contribute, but it won't be, as long as it's not for a Jap eye detector.
A Jap eye detector? That sounds good.
And for Tyler, he probably doesn't know what that term means. A Jap eye is another word for a man's urethral opening.
Yeah, actually, that is actually some of the most racist shit I've ever heard in my life. Why is that? Why?
Actually, I just realised that.
This politically correct world we live in.
I've got a really serious question for
yes,
Tyler.
Go ahead. Tyler. Yes, you asked the Tyler.
Tyler.
What's up?
Do you see in the States, do you guys got Ribena?
No.
Right.
What?
I don't know what that is.
I'm leaving.
Wow.
You need Ribena.
Tyler, you told us this was the greatest country on planet Earth and you don't have Ribena.
Ribena?
You need Ribena.
Oh, sorry, mate. You can't
so,
this country now, then.
It's not even like a shortage of Ribena that you're suffering from right now. It's an absolute lack. You need Ribena in your life. I knew it straight away. Like when he came on, I was just like, he's never had Ribena.
Yeah,
I knew.
I had that feeling, actually.
I bet he's not had Iron Vento either.
Poor lads.
I have
Google
no
it
idea what
right
that is
now.
either.
Just have
Like,
a look at
if
it,
you're
mate.
ill.
Ribena. Oh, you can't live without it.
I'm just saying, if you're from Manchester and you're ill, you'd probably have a hot Ribena.
Oh,
Or a hot Vimto.
100%.
That's
hot
rank.
Ribena.
It's not. You need to experience this. It's an absolute chest clearer.
Ribena
I've lived in the
ciders
UK
are
for over
nice as
25
well.
years and I still can't bring myself to drink that shit.
Just let me get this up.
That's a bad word.
So let me see.
No, it's not. No, Ribena, really, honestly.
Ribena is a drink.
Yeah, but
It's
you
a
said the
drink,
S
like
word.
a diluting juice.
Let me just share the screen. I'm
It's a
going to show
cordial. You have to mix it with water.
Poor lad's mystified now. Look, he thinks we're trolling him. No, seriously, mate. It's honestly, it's a drink.
Was it
Right, so,
good?
Is it?
Yeah. Honestly, we're not trolling you.
so
It's an actual drink, man. It's
Yeah,
an
there you go.
absolute. But get a picture.
it's-
Can you put a picture of a Ribena bottle on the chat? Can you do that? You can do that,
I
can't you?
yeah, I've just
Yeah,
put right
I'm looking at it right
Oh,
now.
you've got it. Yeah,
Look at that. Look.
Ribena. Yes.
You don't know what you're missing.
Everyone
Tyler.
admire the
Right,
It's like
Ribena.
a healthier version of Kool-Aid.
isn't it?
Okay. Oh,
You top
There
your
we go.
lager up with a bit of Ribena, mate.
oh, you learn something new every
See, does
day.
everyone see what I just did there?
You've got to try it, lad. Yeah, I do.
Well, I've got to. Well, it could be a conspiracy theory that we're drinking Ribena, right? And it's dumbed us down. Like the left has pumped it full of, like, I don't know, what could you put in it?
Shit.
Dumb us down. Yeah, and it's just dumbed us down, and that's why Americans are so superior to us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we absolutely are. There's no doubt about that.
It's just. I'm gonna say no.
So, in your words, Tyler, why are Americans superior to the rest of the world?
Well, because we're the greatest military, the greatest economy, the greatest president. Well, not anymore, but we used to. We have the greatest government. We have equality. We have peace. We have love. You guys don't have love. You all, because in Ireland, you all were fighting each other over being Protestant and Catholic. We don't do that because we are legends.
No, in America, they choose to shoot each other up over race and drugs and things like that.
No, we don't do
Can't say
that.
things like that.
Well, actually,
We
actually,
never did that.
ask a question,
can I just
please?
jump in? I just want to jump in. Sorry, yeah, you can. Jay's next. I just want to say this here. But if if you look at that for what it is, I mean, every country's been through its war. How old is America? Like colonized by sort of the British and then now used. How old? 400, 500 years old.
Yeah, about
400
400 years
level.
old.
Right. Well, so here's one for you. We have a war with Britain that's older than your country.
Indeed.
So
Yeah.
that would. So maybe you should be colonized for a wee bit longer, and maybe you might have the same type of troubles. Maybe you are that young that you haven't sort of progressed into them types of troubles yet.
No,
It's
we're
so-
too legendary to be colonized for that long. We actually fight for our freedom, whereas you guys got owned by the British for centuries.
Okay, Tyler, let me ask you two things then. How
the
many
British
times have you actually
actually-
traveled
wait.
outside of America? And how many wars have you fought in? And how many militaries have you fought in?
Well, I mean, we've had a lot of wars, not going to lie, but they were all amazing wars. We were trying to fight
I mean,
communism.
you personally, how many wars have you been in? And how many
No,
countries?
me personally, no, I haven't been in any.
Well, maybe you should talk to a few people that has traveled the world and has seen war.
Nah, I don't feel like it.
Well, you're talking to a few here, I'm sure.
Really?
Well, I mean, like it's just one of those things. I mean, like America is so young. It's like every day you watch the news and it's like there's going to be a civil war that breaks out in America. But America's so big. We're living in an age now that I don't know. You're going to probably need like the end of the world for something like that to happen because America's so tight with its military and its economy and stuff. He is right about that, but I sort of have to have a bit of pushback on the whole war thing because, I mean, like Ireland has literally been in a war with Britain double the time America has been colonized. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, is it just because Ireland's been around longer? I know, yes, you have the Native Americans and stuff like that, but I mean, America's the land of the free. It housed a lot of Irish. I've got a lot of family that live in America. I mean, I've got great respect for America, but it's still young. It's still on young legs considering how old the rest of the planet actually is. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Well, yeah. Oh yeah, of course. But see, we were very early on able to fight off the British because of how epic we are, and the Irish are just simply less epic. That's why it took them hundreds of years, and then they still lost. You know,
How many wars has America won in the last 10 to
Let-
20 years?
Just let
every
me
single one of them.
just let me stick
Yeah,
to
but
this
that's
point.
with a coalition.
But
isn't it?
but the British didn't really fight that war, did they? They never really fought it.
Yeah, they did.
Well, I know
they fought the war.
No,
there was a fight. Of course, there was a fight, but is it not sort of common knowledge that they sort of just politically give up on it?
100%.
Nah, we beat them, and then they ran away like cowards because we're just so awesome.
Yeah, you can say that. You can
Okay.
obviously there was the great Americans that fought for their freedom, and I have great respect for that. There, listen, as I say, I've got loads of family in America, all over America, but you know, it is a thing that where the Americans fought, the British didn't really. The British give up, really, essentially, in the end.
Yeah, they gave up because they're simps.
Oh, dear.
Come on, lad. You can't say
Oh,
no,
this is, you know,
say
we
stuff
should spend
like
more
that.
time actually working together instead of going.
I like Tyler, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I do like you, Tyler. I don't like the fact that maybe you're a wee bit, I don't know, a wee bit nasty towards Ireland. Or Ireland, like if you want to get deep into this here, you know, South Chicago was facilitating the IRA with weapons throughout the Troubles. So you're saying you are exempt from all this here, but at the same time, the Americans have been given weapons to paramilitary organizations throughout the world, not just Ireland. So you've got your fingers in many pies. So, you know, it's like, okay, you're the greatest country on planet Earth. I would agree with that. I think America is the greatest country on planet Earth, in my opinion. But
who's owned by the Queen?
You're into some shady shit.
I was going to say that, yeah.
You're into some shady shit. Do you know what I mean? The governments and stuff, like just like any other government.
Exactly.
The CIA is completely clean. They would never do anything wrong.
I like you.
Oh, Tyler is Tyler. I'm gonna buy it.
Come into one of my lives, bro. You'll get on well with my chat. You're cool. You are. You're all right.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Imagine him and
Yeah,
Stephen
giving it.
Farthing having a conversation.
Oh God, yeah, man.
Who dat?
Just a crazy guy.
Oh, cool.
Well, he's not crazy. I actually feel bad for saying that. There, he's not crazy at all. He's
Well, was he British?
I don't know what he is, to be honest with you. He's a pirate.
Well, we call him Matt,
Ian?
man, and that's no. Yeah, we call it. Even he knows that. He don't mind it. Yeah, that's what we call it.
Well, I think you've got some very black and white thinking there, Tyler, and I think we could have some very interesting conversations. But I don't think you're going to change my mind on anything. That's for sure.
Hope
I think
Springs.
we should learn from each other.
Hope Springs is a good point here. She says the Irish built America. I would disagree with that. I think the Irish and the Polish. That's an untold story about the Polish.
Yeah,
building America.
Don't
You know
know anything about the Polish fucking having a hand in it.
Yeah, the Polish done a lot for America too. Do you know what I mean? Like regardless of what it is, America was founded on immigrants. Do you know what I mean? There's not one white person in America that doesn't have a descendant from Europe or away from America.
I'm not European. No, I'm Native American, 100%.
Bro, shut the fuck up.
What?
I am.
No, you ain't.
Bro, shut the fuck up.
Europeans are
Send me
inferior.
your papers,
They're the
then.
American master
He's
race.
trolling. He's trolling.
Bro,
I'm not.
you just did not say that.
What?
I did.
You're Native
Show
American.
me your native papers then.
No, no. That is racist. Okay, you don't have to ask me for my papers. I am 100%, 1,000% Native American. I'm Cherokee, bro, and you Europeans are inferior.
That
I'll
is
show you my papers if you show me yours.
Hold
No,
on.
I don't
Wait,
need
you
to.
know
No, I
what?
can see 'cause you're.
Mate, you look like my
I'll
next door
say-
neighbor.
You know what?
No, I don't. I look
Fucking-
Native American. I don't look European.
You look
Got
like
it,
my
Fuck
next
all
door
these countries.
I look
They're
amazing.
all in it themselves. We're sitting here while the fucking government are ruling over us, and you're all bending over us, spiritually getting shafted by the government and not even realizing it.
Yeah.
America's
Jealous.
fucking shit. All the countries are shit. No one owns jack shit.
You're
We
jealous.
own it. We own it.
You're jealous.
The people own it. Don't you get it? We put them in power. So what are you talking about? Who the fuck are they? They're nothing.
No, you
without-
rule by the king and queen, who you do not put in power because you do not live in a democracy.
I ain't ruled by no cunt.
You're ruled by King or Queen, whatever her name is, Elizabeth.
So is America, by the way. It's owned by the Queen.
No, we're not.
Go and check it out, bro. Do your research.
You are, mate. Yeah, so,
Is this one of these moments where Darren G comes in and says London isn't a part of the UK?
Oh, no.
But listen, guys, respect is needed. Look, politically, everybody's opinion needs to be respected. I respect Tyler's opinion. It comes across a little bit arrogant towards others, but listen, I respect his opinion. I respect his opinion, and I respect him coming on tonight. And big up to Outdoor Thing for allowing for not allowing.
Yeah, you know, everybody's entitled to an opinion.
Yeah.
Straight first, though, Britain owns America. Go and have a little look.
No, you British people don't own anything. You British people own a little island.
Listen, stop chatting, stop rabbiting on. Yeah, go and check on Google.
Honestly, Tyler, I'm not. MD knows his stuff, bro.
Facts. It's not opinions.
No, you don't know anything because you're British, and British people don't know anything.
Go and do it then. What do you mean? Because I'm British.
British people are
I
inferior.
don't have an identity, bruv. I don't live for this material shit.
You're jealous. The internet was created by America.
You have to maybe put it on the screen or something. Because honestly, Tyler,
everything's fucking American. Go and see who owns fucking America first.
Everything is American.
And then you'll find you're British, mate. You'll find you're British.
You guys will be speaking American in 100 years, guaranteed.
No, your second language is English.
No, my language is American.
Bro, sorry, but it doesn't.
Right, you're white. Your opinion doesn't matter.
Some serious head
Here's one
trauma.
for you guys.
Sorry, hang on. Whoa. Don't get. Did you just say what I thought you just said to me?
Yes, I did.
Ronan, I'm off, mate. I'll catch you in a bit. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm not going to be here with a racist.
What's wrong?
He just said to me, I'm white. Well, tell him what you just said, bro.
You're white, so your opinion doesn't matter.
Boom. I'm out, guys. I can't be here with this.
Yeah, I'm not having that.
Tyler, I'm trying to figure out politically where you're from because you come in very political, so I'll have to ask you the question: are you left wing or right wing? I'm taking your right wing.
Right wing, yes.
Straight up the fucking ring.
Well, there's a right wing and a wrong wing.
But I think you said that in a sarcastic sense. You're white. You don't have an opinion. You meant that sarcastically, didn't you?
No, I genuinely do not like white people. White people are inferior.
Mate, you're white.
I'm not white.
Mate, you literally look white to me.
No, listen, this guy's smoking crack. Trust me, man. He's on the.
No, I don't do drugs.
Yeah, you do. You're coming.
No, I don't.
Listen. Calm down on the drugs. Yeah, go look in the mirror and do some self-reflection. Love yourself.
I'm not white.
Love yourself a little bit.
Nah.
You run the meth, mate.
I think he probably loves himself a bit too much too often from the sounds of it.
No, I never do drugs unlike British people. British people are heroin addicts.
So are Irish people.
This guy's a prick. Trust me, man. He's a prick.
Listen, so are Irish people. Listen, don't leave us out. We're heroin addicts too, all right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, even worse than the British. And by the way, you prick your arm when you inject heroin.
Can you tell me how to do it the right way?
No, because I don't do drugs. Unlike this guy on the bottom left of the screen, who's British, which means he's inferior.
Who gives a fuck about your opinion?
Why have you come on here?
You know what, bruv? He's spoiling your shard. Fucking kick this cunt off.
Seriously. I'm colonizing this chat, bro.
Let's talk about.
The only thing he's going to be colonizing is somebody's arsehole in prison.
Insulting, yeah. Even if it's sarcastic, yeah. That's not on.
Well,
listen, you can't. We're meant to be talking about Premier League and championships, you pussy. Go and fucking play with your fucking dad's dildo.
That was a lame insult. British people don't know how to insult.
Well, now you're starting to piss me off, man. You're talking stupid.
Listen.
Because British people don't know anything.
Listen, this is the thing. Right. So the Mass Detective, I'm going to speak directly to the Mass Detective and Tyler, right? So this is the thing. The Mass Detective can say that he thinks Britain is superior to America, right? And Tyler can say that he thinks that America is superior to Britain, right? So that's all it is. It's just an opinion. It doesn't, it doesn't mean anything. It's just somebody's opinion. So what I am going to move on from the subject. So I actually don't know how to move on from that subject because that's absolutely crazy what just happened. So yes, America.
Let's talk about something that we do better than America. Let's talk about socialized medicine.
Right. So I want to actually move on from this. I never thought I would say this. Let's move on to Decca Heggie to get away from.
I was just about to say that there, Roland. I was just about to say Decca.
Pardon?
I was just about to say move on to Decca.
Yes. So Decca, right? Decca. He has put up today that he has shown a subject access request aggro and an enhanced DBS.
Why couldn't you have done it when the public wanted it?
Well, this is the thing, right? And I put up an explanation video on my other channel, Plumcast. Go and subscribe. And so he's so for 3 years he's been going through this trolling campaign, right? And he showed I think it was an aggro police certificate to say that he didn't do these things, but it just showed convictions, right? But people wanted to see his allegations and convictions. What have people alleged this guy to have done? Now, if he's getting this now, right? There's question marks over this because why is he only showing? Why is he only showing? 3 years he's been asked to do this, and more so this year. So why is he only showing it now? Do you know what I mean? This is the thing, guys. You have to understand this. If you're watching this now, whatever he's showing, right? It needs to be sent to a third party. He can't receive that just in case there's any fraudulent behavior. That's just my opinion. Okay, so it needs to be sent to Steve Wraith or somebody who's
somebody that he's not going to send it to.
Yes, somebody that obviously don't send it to me, don't send it to anybody. Send it to Steve Wraith, who will.
He's not going to send it to Steve Wraith. That's what I'm saying. He'll not send it to Steve Wraith. He'll not send it to any of the rest of them, are they?
Oh, well, I can't take that as legitimate then because he's been asked of this for years and he's going to show this now and it just stinks. Do you know what I mean? It just stinks of fucking some or something. Do you know what I mean?
It's definitely something up, like definitely, man. He should do one of them eye detectors, shouldn't he?
Well, here, this is something I can ask Tyler. Maybe you might know something about this. So, because America is the greatest country on planet Earth, they have got this new called an eye detector. It's not a lie detector; it's an eye detector, and apparently, it's more accurate than a lie detector, and it can be used in a court of law. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't. What exactly does it do?
I'm sure it does something with the eyes instead of just with the normal lie detector. It takes like brain waves or something. I don't know what the fuck the lie detector
it measures biocognitive responses in the eyes to determine deception or lies. That's actually pretty clever, not gonna lie.
Well, look, America uses this, and it's quite new in Europe. So if this is the case and it can be used in a court of law, anybody that's trying to tell a lie will be found out. Apparently, it's got a 100% success rate. Nobody has been able to dupe this in any way, shape, or form. And if this is true, they've brought this into England now. And if people need to actually prove their innocence, 100% they can use this. And
now it's happening.
Yeah, and we're going to start a GoFundMe for Mark here.
So I can tell you one.
Yeah, and we're going to get him an eye detector test because, you know, it hasn't been nice what he's been accused of, and we're going to get to the bottom of it.
How much is it?
I think it's cheap. It's only 350 quid, but it's 350 quid that some people don't have. Do you know what I mean?
People on benefits don't have that, man.
Pounds, sorry.
Yeah, quid, pounds. This is inferior currency. I can't handle this currency. Dollars all the way.
Well, we're in England, so it's like it's gone him now.
Thank fuck for that.
What the fuck just happened?
He just went dollars all the way.
I think Tyler was having us on, guys, because there was.
I hope he was. Either that or he's severely autistic.
Yeah, well, there was people in the chat. Well, it doesn't matter if he's autistic. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter at all. I respect everybody's opinion. I hope that Tyler's well. But there was people in the chat laughing, saying that they knew him and he was just trolling us. So listen, at least he showed his face to troll us, and it was a bit of crack at the end of the day.
Well, you got to give him, credit for standing up for his beliefs and stating what he believed and sticking to it. A lot of people would continue to debate that issue and try to fold.
Well, that's the thing. Like, do you know what I mean? But listen, just to stay on the eye detector thing, this is crazy, guys. Hold on, as he came back in again. Maybe that was a. Oh, hold on now. Who's this? Listen, whoever that is, show your face, because I'm not putting anybody on the screen. Oh, it's Ronan. There he is. What's the crack, Ronan? You got better internet?
Not that, man. Yeah, I had to. I weren't getting great
Yeah, no worries, mate. No
Great
worries. It's all good in the hood.
signal.
All good in the hood. That
What
was a
did I
bit.
miss? What the hell? I like came in as like the guy exited. What went on?
Well, we were told that basically our countries are shit, and there's Paul Ellis. Paul Ellis is in. Well, we were told that basically our countries are shit, and I can hear myself. Device not connected. Right, Paul Ellis will probably come in after. So yes,
He's just on there, running there.
yeah, but he clicked off again for some reason. I don't know why.
He was echoing bad.
I'll put that link in again. Come on. Let me just put this. I'll put that link in again. Come on. Fuck, I hate the sound of my own voice. Fuck, I hate it. Yo. Fuck, I hate the sound of my voice. Fuck, I hate it. Yo.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfect now, mate. Well, what's the crack with?
Sweet. Not a lot, mate. Not a lot. Just watching that geezer. He was funny, man. He was just, he's all right, I guess, for just short period of time. You wouldn't want him on all night, but he's just a wind-up merchant. He's winding you all up.
Yeah. That's what it's about. Just a bit of crack. Do you know what I mean? Whatever people say. Is that Paul Ellis away there again now? Where's Lucifer in now?
No, I'm here, mate.
Bobby, what's the crack? Bobby's in.
How we doing, guys? Who have we got with us? With no names.
Paul Ellis, Lucifer 74, UK lady, Mark Garrett, and the Masked Detective.
Good evening, guys. How are we all doing? Okay.
Good evening, Bobby.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
I just heard you touching on Decca or Dicky, however you want to call it.
Yes.
With his
Oi, touching on Decca.
On his acro subject access report.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody's seen Karma's recent video.
No, I didn't know. Sorry.
Right. Well, what he's done a breakdown is Karma. He applied for one a few months ago, so he knows how it works. And he said that that you can apply online. You fill the application in, and immediately after you've sent it, they'll send a confirmation of them receiving it.
Yes.
Now, Karma, being the detective he is, he says he's done that this evening, because the time is stamped on the receipt that he's got.
Yes.
And he thinks he's doing this panicking because of Friday of tomorrow, the interview he's having with alongside Dean, and Karma seems to think that it's an excuse saying we'll have to wait, I haven't got it, and it's on its way, basically. And that's and I believe the same, to be honest. I think it's just another distraction technique.
It makes sense, Bobby.
Yeah. That's all I can think, really. I mean, we're all fed up of it, aren't we? And hopefully it's going to come to an end soon, but yeah, that's all I can say, guys. Sorry to butt in. And
No, 100%, Bobby. Just to react to that, there, to be honest with you, look, I don't care if it's legitimate or not. It needs to be sent to a third party. For me, like Nick Williams done his subject access request acro, he sent the digital version to me. Sorry, it was sent to me via email. So, I mean, for him to come out here and say that, after 3 years, as he calls it, a trolling campaign, and say that everybody just needs to accept this is absolutely crazy. So I think that you're possibly onto something there in regards to this whole press conference thing. It just stinks.
If you do get a chance, have a look at that video. He breaks it down. I mean, Karma says that he's actually he's applied for two. The first one he had sent to his own address, and the second one he had sent to somebody else's email. So he said it can be done, but
just
as you said, it should be sent to somebody else. But the fact that look, guys, is he going to show this subject access report if he gets it?
Look, just touching that, see, just on the whole Karma Corner thing, he done a subject access request, and he said that Karma Corner got fucked over by somebody in that, didn't they? And somebody else fucked him over in that. Like, he sent it to somebody who he trusted. I wasn't not on about you, but there was somebody. Sorry, well, that's what it was. Somebody said that they were going to send their subject access request.
What happened? I'll tell you what happened there. I ended up being the middleman. between he had a disagreement with someone on my show, and they both agreed to show subject access reports.
Yes.
But I was going to be the middleman. They wanted to both send them to me, and I was going to keep them confidential and just basically report back, say yes they are, and there's nothing untoward on them.
Yes.
Karma did. He did it, and the other guy, I won't mention his name, he just sent a video of one that was scrolling through. It wasn't a report, it was a video of one. I was a bit late at reporting back, and Karma got a little bit upset with me, but we cleared the air. But that's what happened, basically.
What about the other guy?
Seeing that between you, Karma, and the other person, but especially between you and Karma, I seen how it affected you, Bobby.
Yeah, it upset me.
Yeah, that's dodgy business from the other guy. He should have sent that.
I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't want people's private information, but I agreed to be, the middleman, if you like. The other guy didn't send the details he was supposed to send. I reported back, and it basically it wasn't my fight, it wasn't my argument, and I just basically at the end of the day I just said, look, this is what I've got.
Fair play.
And it did upset me because I don't want to fall out with anybody.
I've seen the video.
I have a theory about why he did it today.
Me, mate. It really hurt me seeing you like that.
Yeah, but we have what we
have. UK lady, what did you say there? Sorry.
I said I have a theory about why he did it today, because I've noticed that the receipt that he got was at 6:30 p.m. or 6:18 p.m. this evening. He applied for that online. Clearly, he didn't do it in an office. I'm not sure if they actually send emails out that late, but if it's an online form, they would. I suspect that he's wanting to have it done before his August court date so it can be finalized and he can try to alter it to make it look as if he's not done some things before other people get a hold of him when he turns up to the courthouse.
Mm-hmm. I could see where you're coming from with that. But looking at his MO, it's stalling tactics all the way.
It's 100% Dickie MO, that is. And Dean Explored anyway has said he's taking a cameraman this time, didn't he? So because there's no 15-second delay, then you can't get cut off.
Look, at the end of the day, if you apply, this is what Karma was saying. You apply for your ACRO, they tell you that if the information isn't correct, what you're sending, it will be sent back, and you'll have to do it again, etc., etc. Now, Karma seems to think this is a stalling tactic. He's not going to fill it in correctly. He won't get it back, and then come tomorrow night when they start asking questions, my ACRO's on its way, basically, and then he can stall it and say there's a problem. Come to the fight, and all he wants to do is get to that fight because he thinks he's going to get big money. That's my opinion.
Too right, mate.
What's Bobby? Just another question while you're here. What's the? I obviously things come on about people all the time on YouTube, and you don't know what to believe, and you don't believe. But I don't want to mention the person's name because I don't, just in case it's not true. But there was a certain person you were interviewing, or you're supposed to interview, that was very animated over Decca, who wanted to sort of fight Decca. And I seen Karma. I don't know if it was the real Karma channel, so forgive me if I'm wrong. Say something that this guy done something to a family or on a car.
Right.
Well, is that true or false?
Right. Well, the guy, I'll tell you his name. I've just interviewed him. I've just put live. I've just come off it, and the name of the guy is Brett May. He's from Doncaster. He's a bare knuckle fighter and boxer.
Yeah.
Now, he was on Brian and Emma Cockrell's channel earlier on in the week. He was recommended to me by Jimmy Cranston. He seems a decent guy. I've not dug into him. I'm taking it on surface value. I know that he's not done anything in the way of Decca, if you like. Whether I should have not, who knows? But obviously I have done, and on the strength of Brian and Emma interviewed him, I thought, well, I'll give the guy a chance. He seems to come over okay. The chat, which is you've got to take notice of the chat. It seemed positive, reasonably positive. But listen, guys, this is YouTube. Yeah, you've only to cough out a place and you've done something wrong. Mm-hmm. So you've got to be your own man and make your own decision on things. And sometimes they're not correct. Sometimes they are. But as you've experienced yourself, Ronan,
yes,
you've been totally innocent of things, and you've been attacked.
Yes.
and that's how it is on YouTube. But you've still got to take those chances, and you know, that's all I can say.
Well, look. I was on Steve Wraith's live the other night, and there was a girl, Donna, who I actually respect. She was in the live chat, and she writes. She's been writing for months on everybody's channel, and she says, "How can we take Ronan seriously after we warned him about Decca?" And my reply to that is, and to everybody, you can't start off a friendship or anything with anybody on the basis that somebody could be a potential sexual predator. That's silly. That's not the real word. That's YouTube. That's the YouTube word. It's a very rare case that you get a person like Dickie that is an alleged sexual predator. And for me, I can't even fathom the thought that there's many people out there like that. But as I've came onto YouTube, I've realized that there could be potentially a lot of these people. So I have to still hold that if I start speaking to Bobby, I can't start thinking, oh, Bobby's this and Bobby's that because of what other people have done. Do you know what I mean?
What it is, Ronan, is you know, it's YouTube. You've always to remember it's YouTube. You was very unlucky because the guy that you interviewed was, many people believe, is guilty of, you know, heinous crimes. They're absolutely unforgiving, the crimes. Now you had to find your feet and see what you thought, but whether you were aware of them allegations or whether how serious the allegations have become, that's another thing. But you put your foot in the water, and I'll be honest with you, I was one of the guys shouting at you and saying, Ronan, what are you doing?
A lot of people were.
But you've got to do that now and again. I mean, you know, I've done my background checks on Brett May, but only basic ones, and you know, just basic ones by learning that no taboo subjects, no unforgivable crimes have come out that I know of, and I thought it was a reasonable thing to do. You've got to advance as a podcast, Ronan. You've got to take chances at certain times, and I weighed it up. You know, Brian. Some people call Brian Cockrell, you know, a wrong one, or Paddy Conroy. You can easily get dragged into a camp. You've got to be your own man if you want to survive. That's my opinion. Sorry, guys, I'm talking.
No. Listen. But the thing about it is, my standpoint from the beginning was I don't know. Still to this day, I don't know. But it was the same. I hold the same opinion then as I do now. The only difference is I didn't think he was. Now I know that this is the thing. I've never once turned on Dickie or any of that there because of what other people have said to me. I made my own opinion up from his own actions and his own things that he done. Not what Karma Corner said, but the honest truth, John Wason, all of you, or Steve Wraith, nobody. I made my own opinion. My opinion was I asked him to do a subject access request aggro. He then showed a police certificate. So to me, there must be something to it, and that's it. It's not too hard to understand.
Can I just ask, at that time, did you realise the implications of what you were doing, that you could actually get attacked as bad as you did? You was attacked far too much.
Well, look, you know, going back then, I didn't realise the amount of allegations there was. I thought there was a couple of channels, like I wasn't listening to Karma Corner, I wasn't listening to you, I wasn't listening to the Humble Dryers, the Bell Ringers, when I should have, as an unbiased person coming in wanting to grill somebody on allegations, I should have the full facts in front of me, and I didn't, and I didn't even look into them, and I should have, because I thought it was a trolling campaign.
Yeah, you see, the difference between YouTube and mainstream media is you have a right to reply with YouTube. On mainstream media, they put out what they want.
Yes.
And so it's a lot more difficult on these platforms than it is actually, you know, the mainstream media.
Yes, that's
the difference.
Who's came in? Sorry, what's your name, sir?
He's a mint lad, him, Ronan. He's a good lad, him.
What's his name? What's your name?
Ty, mate. He's looked after me today. He come to my house and that and stopped things up for us now. He's a
I
lovely
don't
lad.
think his mic's on.
Oh, well, your mic's not on.
Ty, your mic's not on, mate.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah.
But yeah, Bobby, I hope you understand where that comes. Like I And it's still, I can't be just turned by, just for instance, Brett May. If somebody says something about Brett May, I can't automatically think that that's true. I have to look into that and do my due diligence in that and make sure that that is correct before I even say anything about it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I could probably, I might get some stick. I might come back. It might come and bite me on the ass. Who knows? But you to move forward, you've got to, what the problem is, I've been in 2 or 3 different communities on YouTube because they want to own you. They want to tell you how to do things. They want to say who you can and can't talk to. And I'm my own. I have a allegiance to nobody. You know, I do what I want to do, similar to yourself, Ronan.
Yeah.
But you know, it's that's how it is.
Also, people need to realize that there's different demographics on YouTube. If you get bogged down into one demographic, you're fucked. See, it's so hard to get out of the algorithm of Decca Heggie because once you're in that algorithm, it locks you down and it takes a while for you to get out of it. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different demographics on YouTube that you can go into, and you know.
That's another thing. I mean, I've interviewed Emma and Brian, I've done a book review I've recorded regarding his new book with Steve Wraith. The 3 of them did it between them. So I've interviewed them, and I'm getting emails now saying, "What are you doing talking to these people?" And I've interviewed Brett May because I wanted to move away from the Decca side of things, you know, and they pull you back in, as Al Pacino said, just when you think you're out, they pull you back.
That's true. Si, can we hear you now, mate?
No, we can't hear him.
Still, mate, can't hear you, mate.
mate.
I haven't got him muted either. Maybe
No,
check.
He's better going out, coming back in. Yeah.
Bobby went on his 2 live, coming back on, like, mate.
I'm going to be doing pretty soon. I did one the other night, a nice an easy chat with Jimmy Cranston. He comes and co-hosts with me now and again. But hopefully I want to get back to Friday nights and you know,
I messaged you on Facebook asking you when the live's on, and you didn't even message us back. You just
Did I not, mate? Did I not? Sorry, I apologise, mate. I do apologise. I wouldn't. All right. I wouldn't ignore it. Yeah.
Just Sai here. Sai, I still can't hear you, mate, and I don't have you muted on my side either. Try unmuting yourself. Try muting yourself and unmuting yourself on. Yeah, and then.
I had the same problem with the cesspit earlier.
No.
As a backup plan, try British Sign Language.
It must be, you know, something. It must be StreamYard. Is it StreamYard? This isn't it? StreamYard tonight, because I lost Brett May, and he couldn't hear me for a while. So he basically logged out, logged back in, and we were
What's
fine.
happening with StreamYard, Bobby, is so many people are starting to use it now. Like it's not OBS is different, but if you're using StreamYard, there's so many people using StreamYard that maybe in peak times their servers don't work.
Yeah, I think there's possibly issues tonight, possibly.
So you interviewed Brett May tonight. So guys, listen, if you're watching this after, jump over to The Honest Truth and watch that interview that Bobby done with Brett May. I'll be watching it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've been waiting for Bobby.
Thanks, guys. Basically, it was just a short chat, 40 minutes, I think, and we talked about where he came from, and basically he's challenged Decca to a fight, and basically talked a bit about styles, you know, techniques, etc., and how he thinks he'll fare against him. So it was just you know, it was nothing more than that. We had a good chat. Jimmy joined us. The guy that was on here, was it Tyler?
Yeah.
he joined us, but he was polite and he was okay with Tyler. So I don't know if you had any issues with him. As I jumped on here, I saw that he was.
This is the first time I've ever met the guy.
Right. Well, I think he's a friend of Outdoor Thing, Outdoor Things. He's a good guy.
He's a gem. Tyler's a gem. Coming on and saying his piece.
I'm sorry for earlier. I realised now he was just trolling. I think I put that in the private chat. I just realised he was actually he didn't mean it as such.
It doesn't matter if he's not trolling.
It doesn't. What he said. Look, I mean,
Jay, it doesn't matter if he's not trolling. At the end of the day, like, you know, if people want to think that, they can think that. That's up to themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, the thing is, Ronan will agree with me. You just whoever comes on, just get the best out of them, and if they don't, behave. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's
What
Ronan.
about?
You have your say,
I
Ronan.
just want to flip this real quick, and I don't. No, actually, no, I'm going. No, I don't know.
Ronan, you have your say.
Unpopular opinions. Go.
Joe Biden can actually put a sentence together.
No, that's a fair point.
Is Joe Biden alive?
No.
Is he alive?
He's a zombie.
Well, if you apply like the theory of Schrodinger's cat, then like Joe Biden is both alive and dead at the same time.
Well,
If
when
you
you hear
put,
this
if, you
guy,
put, if you put the conspiracy side to it,
That's
he could
true.
be just a 3D image.
Whoa! Conspiracy. We forgot this one, right? Let me just.
Guys, just first off, Ronan. Jonathan Ronan Royal's going to tell you the greatest conspiracy you've ever heard. Go.
Right. All right. Fuck me. You've
Let's go.
hyped that up. Shit.
No, you
Right.
gotta
No.
live up to it now.
On a
Let's
real
go.
though. Right. Has anyone seen Stranger Things?
Yeah.
On YouTube,
Right.
On Netflix.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've not watched it. Like, but anyway, the Stranger Things, it's like based alongside of actual versions of events. Basically, it's like based on a true story in somewhat kind of way. Has anyone heard of Camp Hero, Montauk Project, the Montauk Experiments, Montauk Monster? Any of them things?
The Montauk Experiment I've heard of.
Right. Joe Biden is in. I've got the comments up as I'm speaking there. It's brilliant. Right. So the Montauk Experiments was like it was like Camp Hero. It was a camp called Camp Hero in Montauk in the United States, and it were like apparently right. Obviously, this is a big question. I've seen like a few things on this. But there was two scientists who was on the actual project itself, and it was like they were studying the human mind in children at this Camp Hero doing experiments. Fuck knows what area this is. You'd have to like go and do your digging on this one. But there was actually like doing thought experiments on kids in Camp Hero, and the military later released documentation saying it was like an experimental facility, basically. That's where Stranger Things, the whole storyline originated around the events at Camp Hero. No one's heard of this one, though.
No.
All right, I'm just a total conspiracy nut.
Ronan, what's your thoughts on Area 51?
So what I'm going to say is, right, I looked into what Jonathan Ronan Royal was saying, because we spoke backstage whenever I done a live with him, right? And I thought that it was the Star Dog was just really strong that night, right, with Ronan, right? Because he was absolutely blitzed out of his head afterwards, right? Now, the thing about it is, right, there's actually substance to what he's saying. I looked into it, and there was a place that was doing all this mad shit with people. And the directors of Stranger Things actually took their basis for their series off this story, and it was all covered up. It was all covered up. Just to get to your question there, Bobby, I didn't believe in Area 51 and all that shit until I heard Bob Lazar's story.
Yeah, Bob Lazar's the man. Have we got a Ronan and a Ronin? He's a two.
Yeah. Ronin.
Right.
Ronin.
Ronin is his name's spelled R-O-N-I-N, and it means a samurai without a master.
Right.
Mine means.
My toothless wonder.
Mine means R-O-N-A-N, which means little seal.
Bob Lazar, he's the guy to listen to. He's very highly regarded.
Highly articulated as well. Like the guy's super intelligent.
Well, the thing about Bob Lazar is, right, just to repeat, the one that done it for me with Bob Lazar was Element, I think it was 115, isn't that?
Yeah, and it was later added to the. Like they denied that existed, didn't they? And they said for a long time that element never existed. And then they later added it to. Yeah, they added it to the fucking elementary table, didn't they? Yeah, of course. So and then
it was late 80s.
That's
he knows his stuff.
Late 80s. Late 80s.
What the fuck was that noise?
Bob Lazar was talking about element 115.
Yeah,
Everybody says you're crazy, it doesn't exist, blah, 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 blah. He says it was the power source to this sort of orb that powers the alien craft. Now, that they says that he was lying. They took all his credentials away. They says he never went to college.
Do you know what?
2014,
Sorry.
they put that.
Did anyone get like a voice through the speakers there?
Yeah, that was UK lady saying that
You did.
You freaked me the fuck out. Then I was
that's the CIA.
I'm way too baked for that.
And I was like, oh shit.
But Lazar's been discredited a lot lately because he's spent a lot of his time in hotels with lots of drunk hookers.
Well, listen,
Really?
I mean,
Do you know what? He's going out with a bang. Literally, that's fine.
Literally, yeah.
Good on him.
Johnny, calm down, lad.
Well, him and Jeremy Corbell fell out, didn't they? So Jeremy slagged him off quite a lot publicly.
Well, Jeremy is look. I've got a lot of respect for Jeremy, right? But the thing about Jeremy, he will latch on to anybody with a story that's hard to discredit because he knows he's going to make big money out of it. See that whole big theatric or dramatic thing that he had at the start of that documentary was just like, it was more about him at the start. And I was like, maybe this isn't the way to go about this, you know?
Has anybody seen the documentary regarding, I can't think who put it out there, regarding Adolf Hitler and how he lived his life out? No?
What, you mean in Argentina?
Yes. It's not a documentary, it's like more like a biopic. And it tells a story of how he lived his life out in Argentina. And it's quite a good watch. It's about an hour and a half, but it's not put together like a documentary. It's, like I say, it's more like a biopic. And you know, we're all raised to believe that he died in the bunker, or
I know what you mean.
With his generals, etc. This story actually says that he escaped and he ended up in Argentina, where a lot of the guys ended up. And it's quite an interesting. But
why do you think the U.S. is so involved in Argentinian politics?
Right. Well, what I'm saying is, it's about the narrative, isn't it? I mean, we're raised. Who's got some crisps?
That's Johnny. He's got the munchies.
Yeah, I've just. Yeah.
We're raised. We're schooled, and we're led to believe that part of history says that Adolf Hitler died in the bunker, and it's difficult to watch this biopic, if you like, because the back of your head you're believing that this isn't true, and it just shows how we are controlled. You know, there's a narrative of what we have to believe, and that's one of those things where you think, yeah, but it's confusing. It's believable that happened, but at the same time, for years and years since my schooling, I've been told this story. Yeah. So it just shows how I believe we all live to a narrative.
If you watch the series on Netflix, is Hitler's Secret Sex Tapes, it just sort of put him down as a crazy drug addict who just worked off the basis of being on drugs.
But we are led. There's a narrative where we're led to believe what. I mean, let's be honest. You know, only winners write history. You know, the winners write.
Well,
that you know, the rest is told to suit, if you like. The real story is not there. That's my thought.
Do you want
I'm into conspiracy theories, but the thing when you join a conspiracy community, there's so much you can take in and there's so much you can hear.
Yeah, sure.
Really, it's a great debate. Sorry, mate.
When you look at if I'm going to share probably the scary parts of my intellect here. 1 second. So, when you think and this is something that was that I was thinking about this morning, and I was driving, right? And when you think of when I say I went on my little journey probably 4 or 5 years ago, and when you think of the things that you do, the things that you see, as what you're saying is a construct, right? Let's suppose that's what it is. It's a construct. Everything around it is a construct of some form, right? So from birth, let's say, when you look at like the materials that we're willingly putting in front of your children, straight away, like just by, whatever third party interaction you want to count it as, I'll put a label on it as, you've already set something in stone later on with every bit of influence, be it a book, a film. Like we know this, we know about the influences, but then it's later on, be it an advertisement or a TV program. And you've got to understand when you like, say for instance, it's the same reason why that like there's a certain crowd that would come, they would watch Geordie Shore, for instance, and maybe there'd be a few from other social groups that would watch on, but habitually it'd be like a certain set group of people that'd be watching that show. And then you've got to ask your whys, because it's not, things, you don't randomly end up in these circles.
We live in a propaganda. Listen, everything's propaganda. If you're living in China, if you're living in the West, it's all propaganda.
None of us are truly, even like when you look at spiritualism as a whole, it's one of the most ego empowering, fueling things that people can do is claim their own spiritualism, which is oxymoronic because I claim that I'm spiritual. So like, again, like it's all your entire life from birth, you are influenced by government accredited stuff, be it books, be it TV, like, and that is just an absolute fact of life, and it's anyone could believe that they'd be living on their own feet and they're making their own steps in the world, but ultimately you're not, because whether you like to admit it or not, ultimately by music, by radio, by TV, by even the social constructs of your own circles, because they're under the influence of the TV, and cells pass on information. We are cells. That is what we do. So ultimately, we're all living under the influence. See what I mean?
Yeah. Leave the Mass Detective in. Sorry, Bob, we were just the Mass Detective watching. Come on in, and because you and Ronan would have a good back and forth there. Sorry, Bobby, go ahead.
Do you not think things are changing? The biggest problem, the leaders of this world, and I do believe there's an handful of leaders that's setting the narrative. Do you not think their biggest problem is the internet? The internet has changed. When the onset of the internet in the 1990s was the biggest thing. It just changed everything because access is there. We're here now today discussing these subjects. Previously, you couldn't. The generation before me lived in small villages and never got outside the villages and talked amongst themselves. It was little cultures, little communities. Now it's so easy for somebody at the other side of the world.
Can I just react to that, Bobby? Can I just react to that a little bit?
Yes, certainly.
I was speaking to an older gentleman from my area, and he says when he was younger, he had to remember a lot more, and they caught on to a lot in regards to having face-to-face meetings. So he thinks, in his opinion, the introduction of the internet and phones has actually, yes, we've gotten smarter in some ways. We became a lot more intelligent in some ways, but in other ways, for instance, remembering things, we're actually stupid.
Yeah,
we hold on to, like for instance, TikTok. It's 3 to 6 minute videos have shortened our attention span.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? So in a certain respect, we've gained as a population on the planet. We've actually diminished our cognitive skills in certain ways.
I mean, look, if you give me a name, I could Google it, and within 30 minutes, I could give a bio. I could tell you all about this guy. Yeah, and definitely. That is too much too soon. You need time to absorb. You need to learn about people. And that is one of the problems on YouTube. People make their mind up too fast. And it's the opportunities are there to do that. But this narrative that we live under, that we have, that's this story that's we're being told is fact, and this is how things are. You know, I think it's going to change massively with the internet, because the internet is a problem for these.
We are definitely waking up.
Just apologise to the UK lady there. I only seen you backstage there now. I wasn't not putting you on. I literally just seen you.
I was having an audio problem. Sorry. Can I add something to that?
Yes, just go ahead.
I'm totally with you. I think that we have a lot of room to grow, and we can help each other grow if we'd stop arguing with each other all the time and fighting wars and things like that. And I think the power is all within us. And there's so much that I could add to that. But I also think that we could spend a lot more time, you know, working together and trying to uncover some of these mysteries that they're trying to hide from us. Because you're right, they have been programming us from the beginning. And, you know, even simple things like cache points. You can't find a cache point now that's not near an ANPR or a facial identification camera. There's reasons for that.
Yeah. What's your reasons? What do you think the reasons are?
Well, they want to have, it's Big Brother. They want to control everything that you do. You know, you can't do any kind of banking transactions without them knowing about it nowadays.
It's Big Brother. They're looking through a microscope at us, and if you imagine, you put yourself into another universe, if you like. These guys all sat around one big table watching everything and deciding what's going to happen next. That's my opinion. And I think the internet is a problem for them.
Sorry, that was me.
That's my opinion. But I mean, hey ho, you know.
Yeah, no, I definitely think there's like even trying to get rid of. Some people will say currency was the biggest conspiracy because they needed to bog us down into, you know, working for a thing. But I sort of disagree with that. I think you're talking about a conspiracy is actually the eradication of cash. I don't like the fact that everything's on. Like, I have it on my phone. I pay with everything on my phone. But I mean, it's going to come a time where you can't get a cash job because everything's through digital. Everything's digital. So, you know.
Well, AI is already starting to put people out of jobs. Why do you think we have so many unemployed people?
Yeah. Well, in the small town I live in, 16,500 people, we haven't got a bank. In the last 5 years, we've lost 3. You know, we've got cash points. That's it. It's control. And, you know, if the community speaks up and says, we want that, they don't, nobody listens. You're told what's going to happen.
Yeah. That's
and rest assured, all of those cash points will have an ANPR or a facial recognition camera nearby, so they know exactly what you're doing and when you're doing it.
Correct.
It's absolutely crazy if you think about it. The way
I'm like a total non-conformist. It's never going to happen. I'll see if all this happens. I'm just going to get my pitchfork, cover myself in Vaseline, and I'm just going to go on fucking Postal, honestly. Some falling down type shit, honestly.
Well, whatever you do, put it on YouTube. It'll be fun.
I just want to know why Vaseline.
Hey?
Nothing.
Why Vaseline?
Yeah, what's the way the Vaseline?
Have you ever tried to catch a guy covered in Vaseline?
True.
Charles Bronson style.
Charles Bronson, yeah.
Have you ever tried to catch a very slippery pig?
I'm willing.
Yeah.
I'm from the South. We do all kinds of things to entertain ourselves.
Another point, guys. You know, when you go into the supermarkets or Walmarts or Tesco's, wherever you go, now it's all, you know, self-serve. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
In our local one, we've got 6 self-serve points, and there's people refusing to use them. You know,
I refuse. It's putting people out of a job.
Correct. And you know what they're doing with that section of, I mean, further down the road, I think there's 12 in a bigger store.
You only have to look at Wilco's.
And they have one guy or one girl stood there attending to anybody who's having issues. So that's 12 jobs taken out of the equation. It's crazy. When do the general public get to gain from this? Where's this money going with banks closing? We don't see any benefits, do we? The general public do not benefit from all these changes. So where's it all going? It's obviously controlled by, you know, a narrative.
Bobby, can I ask you a question? Because I just remembered, I was on Steve Race the other night with you, wasn't I? You were on that.
Yeah.
I had a few beers in me that night. I think I had about 6 or 7 beers in me, and I just went on and I was like, fuck, I'm just going to have a chat here. Listen, I didn't know you had a beef with Anne.
Look, I don't have a beef with Anne. Anne has a beef with me. I don't fall out with people, Run. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I hate falling out because I'm one of these silly people who worries if someone's not happy with me. But I came onto YouTube within 2 weeks. She tried to strike one of my videos down, and I shared it. It wasn't my video, and I appealed, and they let it stay up. And since then, I've had nothing but trouble. You know, I don't want to go into it because I know that she'll watch and she likes to strike. I don't like these twos and fro's. You know, but we're just two completely different people. And you know, good luck to her. I tried to be friends with her, but she won't have it. So it's her problem. It's her issue. You know.
Yeah. Well, I noticed.
You what, mate?
It's very petty, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I came onto the live, and straight away she says, "Oh my word, another bigot."
I was there. I watched it.
And I thought this needs addressing. I don't want to jump on her, but this needs addressing. You know. Why straight away without any provocation would you do that to somebody?
Take them straight in the knickers.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is, you know, like my whole thing with, I'm not even going to say, I'm not going to say the name because you're right, because you have to cover yourself. I'm going to say that individual. I asked that individual to come on to talk about the LGBTQ, and they says they were busy, and then I took that, okay, that's fine. And then I remember there was a live chat and there was a fake Anne in the live chat. And I responded, they said, have you grown a set of balls yet? And I says, well, I'm never going to have a set of balls as big as you. Then I went on Steve Wraith's live with this person and I apologized for saying that. And I thought everything was all good. Then I done a reaction video to Darren G and they reacted to my reaction and just was like, I don't really mind people being critical, but they were like, it was like I could see what was happening here. I seen it wasn't a bit of crack or anything. It wasn't just a laugh. It was like, no, this is like a beef. So my theory is that certain individual creates beefs because they know beefs equal views. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's face it. You know?
She jumps on subjects and she'll throw something out there.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you now. She probably has something to say with you calling her she. I'll tell you now about this person. The name isn't what she says it is, and that's just a stage name. I could tell you her proper name, and officially, there's documents out there in the public domain where this person is actually referring to themselves as a he. So when somebody gets it wrong, because you know it's so easy to do.
Apparently I'm a fascist, Bobby. Apparently this person's been running around saying, and see the end of that live. Apparently people have told me, I haven't watched it back. They actually, before that individual went off, actually said, called me a Nazi or something. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I didn't go back to check because I actually don't care. They're running around calling me a fascist. I was like, right, okay. Where'd you get that from?
I can tell you the history of this person. They initially came around on a Sean Atwood's channel.
Yeah.
He interviewed her, and they put it out there that you can look today and you'll find it, and it says ex-police officer.
Mm-hmm.
They want an ex-police officer. There was police staff basically on the desk.
Yeah, that's right, Bobby.
Right.
It worked on a desk, didn't it?
Right. And then they claim to be an anti-cyber bullying campaigner. Mm-hmm. Well, I've got screenshots where I've been attacked, threatened of being doxxed. Followers are calling me. They called me in the chat the other night. Somebody sent me a screenshot. So what is this person encouraging? These are her followers. So why isn't she stopping this? Why is she not deleting these comments? Or asking whoever's channel it is to delete these comments.
Yeah,
it's all a fake.
Well, the thing about it is, look, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, there was a statement put out about Paul Ellis's grandfather, and it was a half doxing because, you know, at the end of the day, the town was posted where this man lived. I didn't like that because it was like, right, this is going too far now. But they used the excuse of the hacking. I mean, I can't like when somebody says they've been hacked, it means that they've pressed on that link that was sent to them in a YouTube comment, and I think this person is a lot more intelligent to do that. What was posted wasn't. I can't take that. You know, I can't. I don't think that was a hack, and I think there was anger involved in that, and I think what we're dealing with here is an anti-cyber bully. It's cyberbullying people.
It's hidden in plain sight. I mean, I'll give it. I can tell you what was posted about me. Somebody sent me because I when she tried to strike me, I appealed. She got some details of me, not all my details, through YouTube, and she went straight online and said, "I've got Bobby's name and address and telephone number, but I wouldn't publish them, would I?" Very sarcastically.
Wow.
And I got a screenshot of that, and I've got it to this day, and others. So, you know, it's very bitter and twisted, and they need to leave people alone. And look, create your own contents instead of, you know, getting the nails out and scratching at somebody else. It's very sad. It's very sad how they are, you know.
Yeah, but that's sorry,
Sorry.
So I think personally myself, that's sort of like blackmail, isn't it? Isn't it?
That's holding me to ransom. That's saying if you don't do as you're told, I could do this.
Yeah,
you know, and it's just craziness. It's stupidity. And you see, when she tried to email me, and I have had one email from her, and she's threatening that take a video down, otherwise I will get it struck off. And I just replied, "Dear Anne, please, anything to do with YouTube, can you please deal with YouTube and contact me through YouTube rather than email? I don't want any more communication with you." And I've never communicated with her. I've never called her online. You will not find a screenshot of me calling. And this is how you play her at her own game. Don't reply. Don't get involved, because it will be picked over. Any email you send, it'll be picked over, twisted and turned. So really, you know, oh, he's back. Look, he's back with no sound. So really, that's the situation. I've nothing against her. Just get on with your life. And if anything comes out regarding Paul, good on him. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, listen, I wish nobody ill will. I can categorically say I'm not a fascist. Do you know what I mean? I just don't know where that one came from. I disagree with fascism. And you know, just to come out with these statements without any facts is cyberbullying. And I think it's, once again, we know certain people on YouTube that claim to be mental health ambassadors, but they've probably destroyed the mental health of a lot of people. So this is what we're dealing with here on YouTube. Absolute hypocrites that contradict themselves left, right, and centre.
As I said before, you don't have to be qualified to go on YouTube. I could go on as Dr. Bob tomorrow, and I could claim to know everything. People will believe you. You can say what you want on YouTube, and then people. This is where it's dangerous.
Yeah.
As you know, with Decca Heggie, you know, a mental health ambassador. What he's done recently to Danny Christie is absolutely bullying. The guy can't reply. He's no right to reply because of restrictions. And is that a mental health ambassador?
Is he baiting him in there, Bob? Is he baiting him in? So then,
oh yeah, definitely.
So then that order is restricted. Then, and then that order is breached. And then once that order is breached, the police can be called.
Yeah. I don't think it's for that, to be honest. I think Decca Heggie has got a lot coming up this week that's going to come out. He's been cornered, and I think when he goes to court regarding the driving, he's going up against 2 police officers who said they saw him.
Yeah,
he's banked to rights. He's banked to rights.
Wasn't he?
Right. He's banged to rights. So
I'm actually meeting Danny this Sunday for food.
right.
And see, ultimately, Danny doesn't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
He doesn't give a fuck.
But he does admit, does Danny? You know, he has to control himself. He has issues.
Yeah, of course he does.
And does Dickie know which buttons to push? That's what we have to be careful.
I'm just going to shoot off to the toilet here, guys. Just keep talking. I'm just going to shoot off to the toilet here really quick. Just give me a wee second.
Yeah. It's a strange one. I mean, look, if he does get arrested for these accusations,
yeah,
what's the best thing for him to do to stay out of prison? Get somebody to attack him.
Exactly, because if he goes down, mate, he's done.
Yes. So if somebody attacks him and he can connect that with these allegations, the courts are going to go lighter on him.
What's he going to go to prison for, though, Bobby?
He could go to look. The thing is, this driving offence. Basically,
they can say loads of shit, though, man. It needs to go stick and get him hooked, man, if it's true.
Oh, have you not seen the latest? How people? You've heard of Team Banksy?
Yeah.
They're going to bring him down.
Everyone's going to be bringing him down, though, man. Fucking Burkett was going to bring him down. Fucking Paddy was going to bring him down.
Yeah.
Fucking Lord Humble was going to bring him down. There's nobody brought him down.
No.
Yeah, but you can only run for so long, ain't you? He ain't got no run left in him. He can't go no long.
Yeah, you're right there. You can only run for so long.
Going on YouTube, mate. If he is a nonce, mate, and everyone's hammering him, it's not bothering him, is it?
Yeah.
Well, look, the thing is,
narcissist.
He's narcissist and he's manipulator, and it's taken a while. Let's be honest. It's taken a while for us all to realise how to get him cornered. He's manipulated everybody. He's worked his way around things. Forget about his subs. The subs are nothing. They're not supporters.
No. The board probably half of them, Bobby.
But if he goes to court, and which he says he's going to deny this because he says it isn't him.
No, never is it?
They're going to make an example of him because he's going up against two police.
Never going to get believed.
He's going to go up against two police officers who say they saw him, and the courts will stand by the police officers.
Yo,
can we hear you? Oh, we can hear
you. I'm on my phone this time.
Yes,
How you doing?
All right. Hello.
I'm Bob, mate. What's your name?
Si.
All right, Si, mate.
I've seen you, Bobby. I've seen you on Paddy's channel.
Yeah, I've been all over, mate. I like to join in the chat.
Yeah.
What's the crack?
Hello, mate. How you doing, holding your eyes, son?
All good, mate. All good. What's your story, mate?
No, I just jumped on. I was just talking to Marty earlier, and I said, I'm going to jump on the cesspit because I only jump on lives every now and then when I have a drink.
Yeah.
I'll jump on. 2 days off the weed, having a drink, and thought I'd jump on. I met Marty in person today and had a chat and that. So I thought I'd jump on and have a bit of crack.
I'm with you on the
guy. Yeah, Ronan, what a lovely guy this bloke is, man.
I'm with you on the no. I'm with you on the no weed front.
It's fine.
I'm with you on the no weed front and smoke weed in like 30 minutes.
How do you stop smoking weed?
I was going to say 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 days. 2 days.
Wow. Like whenever I'm drinking, I want to smoke weed. That's the thing.
Big up, guy.
See, I want to sniff beak.
Whack it into you. It's all right.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to promote like official things. So my missus keeps telling us off for jumping on lives because we run a mental health charity where I'm from in North Shields.
Right.
Specifically for children, but on a Thursday and Friday, we also offer food parcels for anyone who needs one. Needs one, no questions asked, no paperwork, no embarrassing asking criteria. It's just literally come, pick one up, go. If you don't want to carry a food parcel, it's a big box, bring a rucksack. We'll happily take it in the office. You can fill the rucksack with it. We'll chuck the box away so you can go away without having to feel any kind of you know what I mean? Some people don't like that stuff. So
Ronan, I've got 2 boxes dropped off for me today, man.
Has he got a channel? I can put it in
Yeah, I
the
was just going to ask.
description.
Yeah, what's your channel,
I've
mate?
just started a new one. I'm about to upload. It's called Simon Hetherington Art. I'll comment.
Right.
I'll put I'll write yo in the chat because I'm
Please do,
cooling.
mate. Please
Because I'm
do.
cooling down with the kids. I'll write yo. There we go.
Write it in the comment section mate afterwards, so then I'll be able to click straight on it.
Yeah,
That'd be
man.
awesome, that will, yeah, definitely.
But
Well done,
I
mate,
like
man.
I know like I know I don't know Paddy personally, but I've chatted to Paddy. I met him when I was younger a few times. He was like a legend in my area, and I know Marty's pal Craig because he was like another guy who I knew from my area. So basically, I got into my first like online beef the other day.
Right.
We're fighting trolls. Only because like I'd been speaking to him on Instagram because I could tell this is months ago. I could tell he was going through mental health issues. So his was the first channel I jumped on, and I knew he was coming to Newcastle. So I said, "Look, mate, I'll pick you up in the car. We'll go around. I'll take you around some of the notorious areas in the northeast. I know, like I'm not a hard person, but I know like a load of lads from all over. I said, it'll be some good content." And then he went fucking to Tynemouth, which is like along the road from where I live, the most privileged area with Video Craig, right? And he just blanked my messages. I thought, you little cunt.
Well, listen, can I say? I'm going to say something. Right? There's two people, right? And listen, I don't hate anybody on YouTube. I don't mind fighting trolls because I don't hate
anybody. I don't hate anybody life.
This is the thing. Fighting trolls. That was the first live I ever went on YouTube. Was fighting trolls. But there's two people that said to me they were going to do lives with me and they didn't show up, and that's Liam Ditchy and Paul from Fighting Trolls. Now, both of them have never got back to me. They didn't even write up. It was premiered, and right up until the day it was supposed to happen, they just didn't contact me. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on there. I don't start beefs with people. I don't make videos. I could have made a load of videos about Liam Ditchy. He was supposed to come on. He just completely snaked me on the pod.
Yeah, I remember that was naughty.
I've got him on WhatsApp and he never even texted me. And I was speaking to him at 4 o'clock that day. And with Paul, it was a wee bit different. We stopped contact maybe about a week before, but it was premiered. He knew it was up and he actually came into the live chat, apparently. I didn't see it, but he came into the live chat, people were telling me. And he was getting people to go over to his channel. And I was like, wow, what the fuck's the crack with this? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I get you. Because I was just, it was just like one of them things. I was chatting on Instagram. And then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh yeah, I get loads of messages, bro." I'm like, "Mate, I was talking to you half an hour ago. You got a better offer from Video Craig because you know he's got loads of his dad's money."
Because when I message him, he gets back to me straight away. So how does he not manage to get back to people?
Well, listen, I don't have a beef with him. I've
got no beef with anyway. I couldn't give a fuck.
This is the thing. This is the thing. I'm just telling you what happened. Maybe he's got a legitimate excuse. Maybe both of these guys got a legitimate excuse for it, and if they do, that's fine. But the way I seen it, that was the last contact I had with both of those guys, and they haven't got back to me to say sorry, mate. Couldn't jump on because of A, B, and C. They didn't even do that, and I was like, right, okay, sweet, no problem.
Yeah.
Well, guys, listen, I'm gonna have to go, but I've got an exclusive for you, Ronan.
Yes, Bobby.
Tomorrow evening, we all know that Decca and Dean are doing a live.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Well, I've had a phone call this afternoon. It's going to be more than you think, and something's going to be released tomorrow that's going to make everybody think differently. I can't say what because I said I would not say.
Oh, Bobby!
I do advise everybody. I do advise everybody to stay tuned tomorrow evening.
I'm going to ask you now, mate. Thanks, Bob.
Definitely, 100%. I think I know what you're on about, Bobby. And guys, listen to Bobby. He's 100% telling the truth here. He's not just leaving us with a cliffhanger. It's 100% legitimate.
I got a phone call today, and I was explaining exactly. So watch the live, because it could get quite interesting. And there's something going to be released tomorrow. I can't say what. So I'm going to go. Yeah. I'm going to go, guys. So
Bobby, pleasure.
Nice one.
Nice meeting you, Bobby.
Nice to meet you guys. Yeah. I'll catch you all later.
Bye.
And sorry about sorry about not replying to you. I didn't done that on purpose, mate.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right, Bobby, mate. No bother. Sorry, mate. In the message.
Good man.
All right.
Nice one, Bobby, mate.
Have a good night, please.
Take care. God bless.
Take care, Bobby.
I hope Dean doesn't spend the whole message doing this though. The whole lie.
Yeah. Listen, I just want to touch on that because what Bobby said there. So listen, see, getting back to people, right? For instance, Bobby would be in contact with so many people. I am too. Mark, I have you on WhatsApp, mate, and I said this to you before. See, sometimes, right? Like, obviously, YouTube isn't my life. I'll be contacting people with work and stuff, and sometimes I have to go on the WhatsApp and come back off. I'm not ignoring anybody. It's the same with Lucifer or anybody that I speak to. I say this to all of them.
Ronan, I know you're not ignoring us, mate. You've got other things on, man. Don't worry about that, man.
Yes. So even with Bobby there, I can relate to that. Sometimes you can watch a message. Sometimes you even click into a message, but you can't reply straight away. And sometimes you forget. You're not being ignorant. You just forget. You know. So just bear that in mind. See, trying to.
I've probably done it to you, Ronan. To be honest.
Run a channel. See, when you're running the channel, you're speaking to so many different people. So you have to sort of forgive people now and again. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, but lads, that was a bit of crack tonight. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoyed it.
I've been missing doing these, mate.
What do you think about Tyler? He was a bit of a fucking mad bastard, wasn't he? Like,
yeah, he is who he is. He can't help. He's still young, isn't he? At the end of the day,
who was saying that they'd heard stuff about me? Was that you, buddy?
Yeah.
Right. How am I going to get in touch with you?
Hit me up on Instagram. It's I'll put it in the chat.
Right, no bother, buddy.
It's not gossip, lad. It's just what I've heard on YouTube. It's not like people talking behind your back, like.
Actually, guys, I forgot. I titled this Premier League and Champions League. Do any of you watch football?
Yeah, man.
Well, that's why me, MD, and Thingy was here, mate.
Yeah, well,
it flowed, didn't it? It was good.
That's what you do.
Season ticket holder. Like, we're gonna be in the Champions League the year after.
I support Sunderland, so
Newcastle.
Fuck you, guy.
Fuck off, Marky. I turned up to your house today wearing my Newcastle pants on purpose, man.
Yeah, I've got your registration, you daft cunt.
So what do you think about last night? Right, first off, we're gonna Champions League last night. City
what's Pep got to do? I saw on Paddy Power's Twitter, it went, Newcastle are going to win the Champions League before Man City.
They will, mate. They will. I actually believe that.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Fuck off, Marty. Just because you're in the national conference or wherever it is, I don't know. I don't even know where Sunderland are. Who they're playing? Actually, I was going to make a joke and go, they're playing Accrington and Stanley, but they did.
Yeah, who are they? You daft cunt.
They smashed you exactly.
Sunderland not just famous for Adam fucking Johnson?
Fuck off, Adam Johnson.
He's
going down for nonsense. He's a
pedophile. I remember that fucking style when we played, just wasn't it?
We still sing it, man. We still sing it now in the pubs.
He's been fucking left us for years, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but we still sing it now.
So what do you think about it? What do you think about that last night then, about them getting put out? Like it was I had it in my head. I actually put up on my community page, congratulations to Liverpool for winning the Champions League, because I think Liverpool
I hope not. I hope they don't. I can't stand Liverpool fans.
English team wins it, right?
Liverpool fans, I can't stand the fans of Liverpool and Everton, to be honest. And this is only because, right, I've been a season ticket holder for about, 20 odd years. And they're the only two set of fans that have ever thrown bottles and shit down from the top tier. Even the Mackhams haven't done that. Do you know what I mean?
I seen Newcastle.
They haven't.
I seen Newcastle.
I was walking to the Liverpool game, right? There was me. I walk with a walking stick most of the time, right? And there was a mate and his young son, and there was 3 Scousers, must have been in their 50s, going, "Fucking Geordies, come on, you cunts, come on," like that. And we were like, lads, it's me with a walking stick, a big fat gun. I mean, mate and his son, what he's doing, and all proper, like, aggied up, like proper aggro. Like, and the annoying part is 3 years ago, before I was disabled, me and my mate would have happily braved them, but but it was just like, I hate that. I hate that whole crossover thing between hooligans and fans. It's like, I know loads of like the lads from the Newcastle firm, but they do it away from the families in the stadium. Do you know what I mean? I hate it when it crosses over, because I'm like, nah, you're a fucking. I
seen Newcastle play. Obviously, over here in Ireland, it's either Manchester United or Liverpool. There's very few other teams people support. Maybe Arsenal, maybe Newcastle. I've got one Newcastle United fan. I supported United growing up. They're shite now, but they were good back in the day. But I ever seen Newcastle play Manchester United 2008, 2009, can't remember, right? And I remember looking up, this was at Old Trafford, right? And all these Manchester United supporters, all laddie-da, fucking, upper class fucking dickheads. And I remember looking up at the stands and seeing Newcastle, and they were getting beat 7-0. And I remember looking up at the stands, and there was these Newcastle supporters with their tops off, right? And they were screaming, right? We were right beside them. And I thought, holy fuck. And then I seen, remember Nicky Butt played for them?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Everybody was giving him the fingers at the Lords, and he was going mad, top off, screaming. And I was thinking, holy fuck! I've been to so many games. I've seen them play Liverpool. I've seen them play so many games, but I've never witnessed a game where a team's been getting beat 7-0, I think it was, and you would think they're winning 11-0.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I know me and Marky have a bit frisk because we're rivals, but I would love Sunderland to be back in the
easy 6 points for us, man.
Yeah, fuck off, you daft cunt, not anymore. I miss the Derby games. The Derby brilliant, man. Brilliant.
Can you remember when there was no Mackhams allowed at Newcastle was at home, and then no Johnny's allowed at Sunderland?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember.
So who's going to win the Premier League?
Liverpool.
I hope Man City. I hope
2
City.
seasons to come.
I hope City.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't want Liverpool getting the quadruple. They will be unbearable forever. We know
2 points.
Who we are.
We know who we are. 3 points.
We won the quadruple. We know who we are. Oh, I just can't bear it. I couldn't bear it.
Get ready for it.
2 or 3 points between them.
I'm not getting ready for it, mate. It's not happening.
Real
Madrid. I hope to smash them in the final.
Could one English team to win, man?
No, I don't. Not Liverpool. Do I fuck? I want.
It doesn't
Real
matter
Madrid.
What English team, as long as it's an English team, not a foreign team, man.
Well, you're wrong there. Like I'm not patriotic. Do I fuck? I can't stand Liverpool.
How many points is in it?
One
point.
We've won points for 4 years in the Premier. It's mental.
But do you know who City are playing on Sunday?
Newcastle.
Aye. At the Etihad.
Goodbye, the tune.
So we'll get smashed off them, no doubt.
5 now.
But is it where are Newcastle in the league?
10th.
Second bottom.
So
10th, Marky. 10th.
In
a real league, Marky. We're not fucking. we're not in the playoffs to get to the conference, son.
The conference league. The conference. The fucking. But the thing about it is, like, they're safe, so they might go into this here just like, fuck it, we'll just have a bit of crack. Like, but that's maybe a good way to go in because
Eddie Howe won't let them play like they're safe. He won't let them be on the holidays. No way.
Right.
They're playing for their futures because we're going to invest millions. They're playing for their futures now. Right. And I love Jason Tyndall. He's like second in command. He's got a nickname as Mad Dog. I think it's fucking brilliant.
Right.
But it reminds me so. I'm an old cunt. I'm the same age as Marky. I'm probably old. It reminds me of the Keegan and Terry McDermott days. Like the passion on the touchline. Oh man, just yeah. But literally, I really would like Sunderland to be back in the top leagues for the derbies. Like I genuinely, also 100%. Because I know about football, but football brings so much money to underprivileged cities and towns. It really does. So I know for a fact Sunderland dropping down them 2 leagues has had a crucial effect on how much money and tourism comes into the city, and ultimately, football aside, my goal would be to see the Northeast as a whole thriving financially and not have people relying on fucking food banks and crisis loans and what have you. Do you know what I mean?
Ultimately, there's so much money.
There's things bigger than football. There's things bigger than football.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. There's so much money in England, right? I don't understand this. Just in the UK in general, Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, there's so much money in these places, right? That there shouldn't be anybody homeless.
Not in this day and age, there shouldn't.
No, there shouldn't be.
Not when you've got billionaires going into space. There shouldn't be people homeless in this day and age. In 2022, there shouldn't be, especially with the way retail has changed, and we've got like you've got shops up and down the high street boarded up because everyone's shopping on Amazon and what have you. There should be a roof over the head for every fucking person in Great Britain.
Well, I don't know if you agree with me, mate, but like where I live, yeah, they've built this brand new estate and everything, but it's not a council estate. It's for people that buy it, like buy their houses and stuff. There's no scheme, but it's disgusting, bro.
I don't agree with that. No, I agree.
No,
What I want to say is affordable housing for all. That's what I
Yeah,
want
exactly.
to say.
But these are like, you know, like where, I'll say it, where rich people, not like people like me and benefits, can go and like rent one or anything like that. They're just
I think the greatest gift anybody give me, right, was the gift of being able to haggle. I can haggle. Right. I can make money in every scenario that I'm in, whether it
be a right good one at that.
work, and I'm not talking about illegal. I'm talking about legitimate money, and that's the thing that should be taught to all kids: how to make money. Because at the end of the day,
of course, sure.
You know, there's people going out there and they just think, I don't know, they're going to start an Instagram or something, become an influencer. I think it's you know, what you're being taught in school doesn't reflect what you should know in life. It's just silly.
Yeah,
like,
it never has been. It's daft. Like it's stupid, especially with the new climate and the way that anyone can make money as long as they're online.
Yeah.
But I think with the amount of money that we're paying taxes, that there should be a free internet service across the country. They have my missus and her family are from Norway, and they have that kind of scheme over there. It's all about. So what happens if you go on the dole over there is you get your full wage that you are receiving, and you get it for 6 months. Your full wage, whatever, so you can pay your mortgage, so you're not in any struggle. And then if you still haven't found work, you get another 6 months. And then, but they try and get you back into work, but not like shitty work. There's no like 0 hours contracts in Norway. It doesn't work like that. They get you back into real work. And if you can't, and if you're like me, if you're disabled and you've worked that, then automatically think it's their duty to provide you with the same wage that everyone else has. I mean, I got a shock when I first went there because it was like fucking 12 quid a pint. I was like, you're kidding me? I can get fucking 18 cans for that. But
that's killing England, mate. Listen, it's killing England. It's killing the Republic of Ireland. It's killing Northern Ireland. I'm not joking. You see, when you see the fucking tax on alcohol, people say, oh, it's for the health. It's for people still drink. But I used to love going down to the bar, having a few pints. Remember £1 a pint? Do you ever used to get £1 a pint?
That still happens in Newcastle.
Well, fuck, I'm moving to Newcastle.
I mean, how much is it now for a packet of cigarettes? Like 20 odd quid in it for a packet of 20.
The last time I bought a packet, because I don't vape, but I smoke if I'm going out on a sesh, I'll buy a packet of tabs. And I think it was about 17 quid I paid for 20 lamb and bottle.
And this is the thing, this is what people don't realise, right? That doesn't push people to stop smoking. That pushes people, it's the same as drugs, right? That pushes people to go to the illegal markets to get a lesser form.
Remember Red Band? 89p. 89p for a pack of 10.
It's like, for instance, if drugs were legal, right? All drugs were legal, then you would go and get the grade A stuff and you're not filling your body full of shit. Right?
Exactly.
So drugs, you can get all drugs legal through a chemist or a doctor. So why can't you not just go and buy that for recreational purposes?
Yeah, of course.
It's just the government's knowing that they can get more money out of a situation.
It's weird. It's weird because they'll be able to tax it as well. Like if cocaine was legal, like cocaine is it wasn't so much when I was a kid because it was too expensive. I was talking about this funny enough to Mark earlier. Like we used to like buy like 5 deals, like £5 of tax.
Like, we were talking about them at the house.
We were talking about so I never got addicted to coke because it was too expensive. I loved it, but it was too expensive.
Treat, wasn't it? It was like once a month treat.
Yeah, it's a treat.
Well, when I was in my addiction.
If you go out with the lads like once a month, everyone will go like everyone will chip in on an 8th or something. You know, I couldn't get addicted because it was too expensive. But yeah, the government could tax loads of that shit and they could take out the harmful stuff and people know the risk that it's gonna raise your heart rate and it could lead to early heart attacks. But the same way as smoking does, same way as drinking does, like
absolutely.
But what it would do is it would curb the poverty on the streets and the people like illegally looking for it, and
Everybody,
we can look at the way the Nordics and that like run their society. It's all about education, and
yes,
at the end of the day, like council estates and slums are always going to exist in this country unless we educate the poor to a satisfactory standard. And it's all about the education levels. Handing out stuff's not going to work. Obviously, it needs to be done, and that's what me and my missus do, is like give stuff to people who need it. But ultimately, it's education that's the key. That's always going to be the key. Like I'm from a place called Meadowell in North Shields, a rough council estate. And I just see people, I'm like, nah, if only you'd maybe chose a different path. Like I went to like college and uni, I took mushrooms, took lots of acid and mushrooms, and that I put that on a path with the best education it ever has. Was opening that third eye and going, shit, life isn't like
the thing about it is it's not just about the education thing. I think we've actually moved too far into the whole education thing. Like for instance, we're teaching kids that the only way to get on in life is to go to uni. Well, that's not the truth. To be an entrepreneur in a field, or maybe just take, for instance, a mechanic, a bricklayer, a joiner, a stonemason. These jobs are crucial to living on planet Earth. We need these people. And see to find a good joiner. Well, actually, there's loads of them here in Ireland because basically it's built on sort of tradesmen. But a lot of young people these days don't go for that because they think to themselves, why? Sure, I'm just go to uni, get a loan, and then you're just working for the man for the rest of your life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's. I actually find we need to glorify the hard-working man a wee bit more.
Oh, of course. And I know you've got like an ongoing beef with that big fucking horrible faced nonce. And I saw his thing when he was slating. He was slating somebody for, was it being a roofer or something?
Oh, Danny Christie.
What, mate?
Danny Christie with a scaffolding.
Scaffolding, that was it. And I was like, nah, there needs to be like a non-judgmental thing, but also the wage structure needs to change drastically in the country.
Yes,
it needs to be fair. Like we need to stop privatizing. I'm getting too political now, but we need to stop privatizing certain assets in this country and having a comfortable living wage, not a minimum wage, a comfortable living wage that is paid, and that needs to be subsidized rather than paying for bombs to bomb brown people and paying for fucking third homes for fucking Jacob Rees-Mogg on the Heath. All that fucking carry on. There needs to be a whole reshuffle in the way it's run. Like the whole structure is just fucking. It's made to keep the rich and to keep the middle classes demonizing the working classes.
Well, here's one for you, Si. Right, this is no joke, right? I recently took a wee trip to Belfast. I live about 46 miles outside Belfast, right? And I took a trip. I was meeting my brother, and I met his friends, right? And I met a group of people in Belfast, right? This is no joke. And we're just having a conversation in a pub, and I says to them, so well, they're from a different background, very upper class background. I goes, what do you think about the troubles? Did your family have any, the troubles in Northern Ireland? And they says to me, what are you talking about? What do you mean? They generally didn't know what the trouble. So there's people. This is no joke, right? There's people in Ireland and Northern Ireland and Ireland as a whole who have never ever even went through any type of hardship financially, emotionally, physically. I'm not saying you should, but these people didn't even know where they lived. They didn't.
They've got no idea. Yeah,
they didn't. And I says, well, all these people, their families came from Southern England, Southampton, London, and they just lived this upper class life. And I turned around to my brother and I says, look, it's good and all to be involved with these people because it's going to move you up the ladder in your work. I goes, but mate, these people don't even have a fucking clue where they're living.
Yeah, they haven't got a clue of it. No.
Yeah, like across the road was the most bombed hotel in Europe, and I said that to the one. Was like, "Are you serious? I didn't know that. I've been walking by here for years, and I didn't know." I was like, "That's the most bombed." And they're like, they didn't have a fucking baldy notion, and they just didn't know where they were living. And that's what you're getting these days. You know, people that that live in a completely different life than what
there's still a massive divide. Like there's a massive divide. People just don't have. I don't know. It's just like people like don't have a clue, don't have an idea about the structure between upper class, middle class, working class. Like people have to. Here we go. I'm gonna go into it. I've always been a Labour voter. I've still got a Labour voter. I've still got a vote Labour thing in my garden, right? That's only because the local councillor helps our charity no end, like the grassroots Labour, right? The Labour Party, the main Labour Party, that doesn't reflect me in any way the way it used to do. Like it's the pander to this. And I've got nothing against trans rights and all this, but it's all about policing speech and just things that they think will appeal. And they're losing masses and masses of working class voters, people who like were staunch Labour, who would never have dreamed of voting Tory, have voted Tory because of this pandering to this far left media and the way they go on about things you've got to say and the way you've got to act, and it's just destroying any kind of credible opposition that we would have had to the Tories. And I can't remember how I was talking about this today, but about Brexit, like that was such a media propaganda thing. Because I remember seeing kids who I went to school with all voting, and they were voting Leave. And I knew why they were voting Leave. I knew why without even having to ask. I knew why. And I was like, I just wanted to go, that's not the reason. You're being completely lied to here. The Northeast, especially where I'm from, North Shields, was funded so much by the EU. Like loads of the new developments down the Fish Quay, all that was funded by it. But obviously it was all about immigration. That was the way they were going from. It's like you're being completely lied to. If you think any of these Tories, these upper class Tories, care in any respect whether you live or die, then you're mistaken.
But this is what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, certain groups of people that I'd be speaking to have lived a very upper class life throughout, their whole family have, and then they'll talk about these things like they're very much liberal. They're very liberal. Do you know what I mean? And it's good to be liberal. I'm liberal myself. I'm left wing myself.
I'm old school liberal, right?
Yes,
I haven't changed my views since I was a teenager. I'm very much anti-war. I'm very much against poverty, right? But there's certain aspects that I don't agree with, which people will go, "Oh, well, you're right wing." I'm certainly not. But in this new era, I would be right wing because I'll openly say fucking terms like tranny as a joke and shit like that, just banter and stuff. But that's like instantly, whatever you say, you're right wing.
Well, there's a fine line between freedom of speech and censorship, isn't there? Because what you're seeing now is you're seeing if you say anything at all that remotely sounds like hate speech, they'll just ban you straight away. And it's disgusting.
But the thing is that what's going to happen is the left, of which I don't want to say I still class myself. I'm liberal. I'm very liberal. But the left, the politicized left, are going to end up eating themselves because it's already starting to happen. They're turning on themselves for like the demonization of various speech.
But just a bit of a pushback on that. For instance, I think it's a bit more orchestrated than that. For instance, I'll go onto YouTube and my algorithms are all sort of Ben Shapiro destroys woke radical leftist, or Ben Shapiro reacts to this. So you know, it's not censored to the point where you're not seeing it. But I think what happens is they use it, the elites, if you want to call that, as a tool, the left wing, the right wing, to divide the people once again, because there's many divides and then there's massive divides. I think that content's still there if you want to see it. But I think the biggest one for me is whenever they banned Trump from Twitter. And if you're actually seeing a lot of the stuff that left-wing media and the left-wing parties are sort of doing in America right now is actually worse than Trump. Do you know what I mean? So
it's banning anything that becomes a real no-no in my books. Like it's like if you're openly and stupidly racist, it will be out there and you'll trip yourself up.
Yes.
But the banning of it is only going to send people like more underground, and it's going to rile people up more and more. Like when the White House was stormed and whatnot. That I don't believe they were all right wing people. I don't believe that for 1 second.
Yeah.
I believe they were people who are like fed up of. Like, I'm not defending them, because I'm not. I wouldn't defend like that kind of violence. I'm actually vegan. You wouldn't believe it. I'm the world's fattest vegan, but I'm vegan and I'm proper like anti-violence on that scale. And
but that's real. You have to understand. People don't realize this, right? The big left wing is anti-war, but what you're seeing, what you're seeing today is you're seeing radical leftists sort of what's the correct word? Sort of making excuses for the government
for violence,
for going to war, and saying that's okay, we need to go to war. Like, you're looking, like, no disrespect, like the whole Ukraine situation, like, I don't care what anybody says, right? But how is it beneficial to us to raise our fuel prices to hurt Vladimir Putin, a trillionaire?
Well, it's not, but you've got like this is the difficulty where if like all of the mainstream, like Sky News, BBC News, everything were going right, evil Putin save Ukraine, it makes you go, hold on, is there actually something else going on? And I knew I'm not going to say I'm very studious and studied lots of things, but I knew there was tension in Ukraine for a long time before this broke out, and there certainly is aspects of what Russia are saying that are true. The stuff with the US putting bases in Ukraine, a lot of that is true.
On the border, it was on the border of the war. So basically,
but nowadays you can't say that, and then you're Putin, you're right wing. That's instantly branded. If you don't believe everything is black and white to a T, evil guys and good guys, there's no such thing, man. There's no such thing as the good guys and the bad guys. There's the bad guys and there's not as bad guys.
Yeah,
and they're interchangeable as well.
I totally agree. But the thing about it is, I always say this, because me and my woman were speaking about this, and she's going, "Oh, this is terrible." What you guys, you do realize right now in Yemen, there's schools being blown to pieces, and my family ran a charity.
My missus, her dad's Yemeni.
Yeah, so do you know what I mean? It's there's hypocrisies, and there's all these things that go on. But this is the thing: if Russia went over, right, and set up a base in Canada or Mexico and had the threat of putting sort of bases around our borders, what do you think America would do? America would invade Canada. Well, not invade, but they might have heavy presence of soldiers in America or in Canada and Mexico. Now, the difference is, I feel that the Western leaders know how much of a psychopath that Vladimir Putin is, and they haven't helped the situation to sort of stop him going in there. They've just went, you know what? This is just in my opinion, and we're going to call it C-19. So we're not going to say the word, because you can't say the word. Just call it C-19. Yeah. I think they've realized, right, that the population went, what the fuck has went on for the past 2 years, and they've just went, you know what? We're just going to let Putin do whatever he wants, because that is a great distraction technique. So it takes the eyeballs off us, and it did, because everybody fell for it. Do you know what I mean? Everybody fell for it.
Yeah, it's old men near the end of their life and wanting to create a legacy shouldn't be in control of that much power.
Yes, I agree.
Shouldn't be, really.
Yeah,
I don't care what side you're on. Like, old men like that shouldn't be in control.
But he lives in a fake democracy, though. That's the thing. People don't realize that Putin's been in power since '99, and it was always going to end this way. I do believe that he's got a health issue, and he's probably going, I need to go out with a legacy, or not just because if he dies now, right, he's just going to look like a dictator, right?
Yeah.
But if he dies after he sort of takes over Ukraine, he's going to look. To his population, he's going to look, in his mind, in his sort of fanatical mind, he's going to look like a hero. Like, look, I take over land. I'm the last empire. I'm the last guy that sort of took over land. Even though you were seeing it with China and what do you call the other? China and the one that they're not allowed to speak about.
North Korea.
No, not North Korea. There's China, and then there's Taiwan. You're not allowed. If you're in China, you're not allowed to recognize Taiwan. But people
Hong Kong.
No. So China will invade Taiwan, I believe, at some stage. But that's never publicized. They're not even going to talk about that in the news. While China is
setting up Hong Kong. Do you mean Hong Kong?
No, Taiwan. I think that China has been threatening to invade Taiwan for a long time, just like Russia has been threatening to invade sort of other countries around its area for a long time. But Taiwan's never spoke about because it's China, because China gives so much money to the West. These things aren't spoke about.
Someone's in the chat telling me I need to do research before I speak. I don't know what research I need to do, but yeah.
Well, do you know what? I might actually call it a night because I'm pretty fucking tired. But listen, Si, thank you for coming on, mate. I enjoyed your input tonight, and
decent Ronan. Si's a decent lad, Ronan.
Yes, no, I know he's. I appreciate it. And listen, hey, if you want to, where can people find your channel? Do you want to write it?
Simon Hetherington Art.
Right. So comment in the live chat. I'll find that and I'll link that in the comment section and description so people can go.
I'll put another yo in the chat. I haven't uploaded again. I used to run like kids. It was a kids channel. I used to run. I done kids art during lockdown.
Right.
On Facebook, and like it went from like having no followers to having 84,000 on Facebook.
Wow!
Just doing free art lessons for kids because there was loads of art lessons and stuff during lockdown, but they were all paid for. And I was like, nah, fuck that. I want to do stuff where anyone can access, no matter what their background. So me and my missus started doing art classes. They're still all there on my Facebook page, Simon Hetherington. From lockdown, my wife was like she would monitor the chat, and I would do like live draw-alongs.
Your heart's in the right place, man. Your heart's in the right place.
Well, that's what like when COVID and that first hit, I saw loads of friends fall out each other, conspiracy theorists, people on one side, people on the other. And I was like, look, I don't believe anything. I don't know what to believe. So the only thing me and her said was, right, we need to just do what we can do to help people in our area. That was our main goal. And that's what I continue to do to this day. Like every Thursday and Friday is a place called Mind Stars in Albion House in North Shields. No questions asked, food parcels. Don't need to fill in any forms. Just pop along to North Shields. If anyone's watching who's in the area, you can pick up a food parcel without having to fill in any forms. If you're worried about picking one up, come in with a rucksack. We'll empty the full box into your rucksack and chuck the box away, so you don't have to stress about carrying a big parcel with food services written on it. And we'll just try and do everything to help. I've got a book coming out with Frank Bruno later this month about children's mental health. I've done the writing and illustrating, and Frank Bruno is the main character of the book. And yeah, so I'm going to be back on my YouTube doing that and promoting that as much as I can, like the mental health aspect, and as much as we can do in the Northeast, we'll try and do. Like, so, aye.
That's excellent, mate. That's say you're a good lad, and listen, I wish you nothing but the best of luck, and I hope you come back to the channel because I enjoy.
I will do, mate. I will do, mate. Without doubt.
I'll let you know, Si, when we're back on, buddy.
Yes, Mark, you're a gentleman for coming on, and we'll be doing that in the next couple of weeks. Your story,
man.
No, listen, it's all good, mate. You just relax yourself and just let things flow. You know what I mean, and don't worry about the audience. Just speak whatever you needs to be
There's
spoke.
a few people saying they're going to listen to like Video Craig's just messages there saying I'm definitely listening to the fucking live next week, like.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Tell Video Craig, fucking
off. I knew you were gonna say that.
I'm only angry because he's still fighting 12.
I knew that's why you're gonna have grip with him all the time, aren't you?
I might sort of beef with him just to get my YouTube channel up. But
yeah, that's it.
No, to be fair, Video Craig lives in the most privileged area in the Northeast. I live literally about 10 minutes away. He lives from me in Tynemouth. I live in the centre of North Shields, and the vast difference between
got brought up in Battle Hill, man.
It doesn't sound like it.
Nah, he sounds posh, but he honestly they got brought up in Battle Hill, mate.
I think he's full of shit. Right. Anyway, lads.
Right, guys. Thank you very much for brilliant, excellent. I hope to see you again.
Thanks, guys.